fun it is physique. John and I sat down for a lengthy interview to discuss the questions you want answers to, beginning with number 29's weight. Are you concerned that if you're skinnier, I don't know if you can say skinny and John Kruk are the same word, but if you don't weigh as much, do you think that might affect your game?
No, it's a myth. I think some of our coaches started that. I think they started just an excuse to take the heat off of me last spring when everyone was really complaining, but I don't think it matters. If you can hit, you can hit. It don't matter if you're skinny or fat, as long as you can hit. I don't lift weights. I just doing it this year, just try to get my arm in shape.
Initial reaction when you went into the gym or weight room for the first time and started lifting?
This is a pain in the ass. I wanted to quit, but they wouldn't let me.
When did you start taking baseball seriously?
You know, I've always taken it serious. Ever since when I started playing, I was like 8 years old. But I never thought I'd ever get drafted because of where I came from. It's just so small. Didn't think anyone would find it.
That's West Virginia.
Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of people say I don't listen and, I have a bad attitude and stuff like that, but I just joke around, but what they tell me, I take to heart. And you have guys like Boa and Vukovic and Mike Ryan, and, I even talk to Johnny Padres a lot, and Jim Fregosi. They tell you something, you listen, and that's the way I was with my father. Whatever he told me, I did. I talk to guys, I talked to Dave Hollins to your face turns blue, and he's real hard-headed. He told me he was going to go in and rip someone's head off. I talked to him. We went and talked about it. I said, you really can't do that, because first of all, you'd be in jail and you never get to play again. Second of all, you'd never play anyway. I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably do nothing. Probably be a bum, but I really didn't have any skills or anything. I mean, I've never worked. This is it. This is what I've done.
This isn't work.
No.
Enjoyed the conversation with John Kruk immensely. I tell you, when you get him to sit down, talk a little bit about his life, about baseball, he's a very amusing fella. All right, joining us to discuss the Phillies' terrific start, among other things, Philadelphia Inquirer baseball writer Jason Stark. Jason, you saw the piece on the Krucker. I'll tell you, he's off to a great year.
John Kruk leading the league in homers, Neil. Who'd have thunk that, huh? I talked to John. He said that he can't ever remember leading any league in home runs in his life. And he probably won't lead this one. But he is off to a great start. I mean, I think opening his stance has helped him a lot. I think getting his shoulder he's helped a lot. He's turned on the ball. He's been able to pull the ball. He hasn't been able to do that last year, at least, anyway.
Hey, Jason, Phillies 12-4, best record in baseball. Come on, be honest. You're shocked, aren't you?
Neil, I did not predict this. I will be honest with you. I was a little dubious about some of the moves the Phillies have made, but I think from the day that we all got to spring training and got a look at this team, there was very clearly a special feeling about these guys, and they just knew that if they could stay healthy and they could avoid all the disasters and the catastrophes that they've had happen to them the last couple of years, they're going to be a good team. And I think as you look around, look at the rest of the division, they've got an excellent chance to win this division, assuming that 8 guys don't break their legs.
Jason, very briefly, shortly into the season now, we're seeing some teams that are disappointing some fans and certainly the clubs. I'm thinking of maybe Cincinnati, and then you've got the Phillies on the other end of the spectrum, surprising a lot of people. Your impressions of the first couple weeks of the season?
Well, I think, Neil, that we've certainly proved that you cannot predict baseball very well. I picked the Tigers and the Angels both last in the American League. They're both first. The Red Sox finished last. They've been contending. The Phillies finished last. They've been contending. You got everybody in the world picking the Reds to be right up there. They're in last place. Baseball is unbelievable. You just have to take a look at David Cone versus Jim DeShays. David Cone signs for $18 million for 3 years. He's 0-4. Jim DeShays can't get a job. He's begging teams to take him. A year ago, he can't even find a team that wants him. Now he's 4-0. It's an unbelievable sport, Neil.
Jason, one thing we wanted to do is highlight some of the rookies that maybe fans should keep an eye on as the season goes along. You've got one guy there in Mike Piazza that we're going to profile in just a moment. There's a couple other names I want to throw at you. J.T. Snow of the Angels and also Mike Lansing of Montreal. Talk about those two and then talk about Piazza.
Well, I mean, J.T. Snow is the reason that the Angels traded Jim Addis. He was the key guy in that deal. Everybody knew he'd be a tremendous defensive first baseman. Everybody expected him to be a Mark Grace line drive kind of hitter. The shocking thing is J.T. Snow has really hit a lot of home runs. He's got 6 home runs already, leading the American League. It's a guy that 2 years ago he hit 8 home runs at Prince William. So that's been kind of a shock. Mike Lansing is a tremendous story. Mike Lansing was drafted 3 years ago by an independent team in the Florida State League, the Miami Miracle. Was sold to the Expos, played in Double-A last year. The Expos had no idea where they were going to play him. Delano DeShields got the chicken pox. He got in the lineup. He's hit 400. He's been a big reason that they're right in the Phillies' heels.
Real quick on Piazza, Jason.
Mike Piazza, very impressive player, Neil. Very strong guy, got a lot of power, great arm. You can see why the Dodgers have given him the job, why they released Lance Parrish in spring training. Mike Piazza is going to be a real good player.
All right, Jason Stark, thank you very much from the Philadelphia Inquirer, joining us live at Veterans Stadium. As we talked about the local kid for the Dodgers, Mike Piazza, has impressed a lot of people. His future is a bright one in Dodger blue and white.
He's on the top, he'll be back. Stretch of the cross.
The Dodgers' 92 Minor League Player of the Year arrived at their Vero Beach spring training facility in the proper mindset.
You know, I don't come into this camp thinking it's my job to lose. I think it's for mine that I have to go out and win it, and I have to take it, and I can't take anything for granted.
Piazza was named top rookie in camp for the 2nd year in a row, and the way he's emerged from fellow Philadelphia Mike Scioscia's shadow, the chance for a hat trick seems unlikely. He may be in the bigs to stay.
This is where the only place you want to be as a ball player, and once you get here, you don't ever want to go back to AAA. I think you have to set your mind here that you belong, and that is a confidence thing, and I think I've proven myself in the minor league level, and I definitely want to stay here, and I think I can contribute, and it's going to be an up-and-down thing. I'm going to make some mistakes.
The Phoenixville High grad got to the majors thanks mostly to his bat, but has since stepped up his studies of catching's finer points with the help of great teachers.
I've always been much of a listener, and I think you can learn just as much by talking as you can by doing. And I think the thing is, when I talked to Roy, he told me there's going to be a lot of distractions at this level. There's going to be a lot of things that you've never experienced before in the minor leagues. And the important thing is just to go out and play, and not to make this game anything more difficult or anything bigger than it is.
Piazza got off to a great start, beginning with an 11-game hitting streak. If it continues, his label of Tommy Lasorda's godson may be replaced by NL Rookie of the Year come October.
The Rookie of the Year has been a member of the Dodger family 12 times, including last year's recipient, first baseman Eric Karros. Maybe it's Piazza's turn this year. Phillies Director of Scouting Mike Arbuckle joins us next for a minor league peek at the Phillies.
Kelly's decided to move out.
I guess this is au revoir. Mom, Adidas.
My baby's gone. Hold me.
I didn't hold you when we conceived her. Why would I start now?
And Al's taking it hard.
I know what's going on. I'm so upset I can hardly eat this sandwich.
On the next Married with Children.
Tomorrow at 6:30 on PHL 17.
Write down this phone number, then put it in your car. Because if you're ever seriously injured in a car accident, you can call this number 24 hours a day. Be in touch with the law offices of Manchell, Lundy, and Lesson. We have more than 30 years of experience, and no one will work harder for you. So if you are ever seriously hurt in a car accident, we're able to take so much of the pain out of recovering what's legally yours. Write down this number, put it in your car. Oh, and give it to someone you love.
I've had it with department stores.
They actually have salespeople who know what they're doing.
I almost forgot what service meant.
And the tailors really know what they're doing. They don't work on commission, so there's no pressure. Today's man is just an incredible men's store.
Choose fine designer suits from America and around the world. Up to $400 elsewhere, just $200 at Today's Man. In luxurious pure wool seasonal fabrics and colors. You've never seen such service, quality, selection, or savings as you'll find at Today's Man. 30 to 40% below better department and men's specialty stores.
Welcome back to the pregame show. I'm Neil Hartman. In just a few minutes, it's the Phillies and the Dodgers. As an All-American shortstop at the University of Washington, Kevin Stocker was the Phillies' second-round selection in the '91 draft. Last year, he earned All-Star selection at Class A Clearwater before being promoted to Double-A Reading. This year, he started at Triple-A Scranton and is considered one of the organization's rising prospects.
He looks like he's going to be an outstanding player. The only thing he needs to do is go out and play.
I've been very impressed with this kid. He's one of those guys that I feel is going to, he's going to come pretty fast.
He's a kid that's played above his years. I think he's only played a year and a half of professional baseball and a very good situation player for a young kid. And he's, like I said, he's made a big impression on all of us.
You kind of watch him play. You leave there and you say, gee, I have to think about what he did. He does everything so easy and so smooth, and he's kind of what I call a mistake-free guy. He makes very few mental mistakes. And, he's just not spectacular. He's just a very steady guy, and he's very reliable, and that's what you like to see out of your shortstop.
Well, it means that I do my job without having to talk about it. I'll go out there. On the field, I talk a lot on the field, but off the field, I don't go out, and I'm not a loud guy. I don't go out at night and party all night long. But what I do is when I get on that field, I'm very intense. I'm very much into what I do. I'm very much into the game. But as soon as I get off that field, I kind of quiet down a little bit and try to relax a little bit. I worked with Larry Bow up there in big league camp, and he was a tremendous help to me. He gave me a lot of confidence. I'm still learning a little bit. He taught me some things up there, and I'm looking forward to the chance to get up there, you bet.
Here's Joe Oliver, the catcher. Oliver batting .240 this spring. Bouncing ball up the middle, probably a double play. Stocker makes it easily. Kevin Stocker to Ricky Jordan.
I feel very confident in my fielding. I think that's something that I've progressed well from college. I think they've seen that, and they like that my fielding has been progressing well. I also, I come out here and I really want to work on my hitting. I switch hit, and I'm still trying to learn how to be consistent hitting-wise.
We expect big things out of him, and it's not going to be too long before he's in the big leagues.
Everybody dreams about that, you bet. I mean, that's where it's at. That's why you go through all the minor league, the bus trips, the plane trips, all the travel. Because you want to get up there and you want to get going, you bet. I'm really looking forward to it.
Here's a fine prospect in the Philly organization, Kevin Stocker, and we're delighted now to have joining us here in the studio the Director of Scouting for the Philadelphia Phillies, Mike Arbuckle. What are your thoughts about Kevin Stocker?
Kevin is a quality player, I think, and I think we're going to see him once he gets to the big leagues. He's the type of kid that we're going to see for a long time in Philadelphia. He's the type of kid who has not only good physical ability, but he has a great feel for the game. He's one of those individuals that's always in the right place in cutoff and relay situations. He's the kind of kid that will get the bunt down when the situation calls for it. He does all the little things you like to see, and he's a quality person on top of it.
You're looking for more Kevin Stocker-type players for the June 3rd draft. You've been very busy up until this point, even up into the June 3rd draft. What kind of players are you looking for?
We're looking for kids who are good athletes, who have the tools to allow them to be what we term high-ceiling players once they get to the big leagues. Not just the marginal fill-in type of guy, but the individual who, once he gets there, has the chance to be the impact, first division caliber player. With the young pitchers, we're looking for the kids that we can project down the road to be power-type pitchers. We're not going to get all of those because other clubs are after them as well, but we like to think that through some hard work and some very definite direction that we're going to get more than our share of those kids.
Mike, in one of the profiles that I read about you, you said it's almost a crapshoot when looking at high school players to determine whether they're going to turn into major league ball players compared to maybe college players. And, of course, the Phillies in '89 went with Jeff Jackson as a first-round pick to get out of Chicago, and it hasn't really worked out. Your impressions, high school to college, and drafting those type of players?
I'm very much high school oriented, as a matter of fact. I'm coming from an organization where we drafted the last few years over 70% high school players. I think sometimes it's a safer draft to take the college player because he's a little closer to the finished product. But what has happened, I think, over the last 5-6 years, we have done a tremendous job in professional baseball of signing the better high school players each year. Consequently, the talent pool that ends up in the college programs just isn't as great. And so, therefore, when those kids become eligible again as college juniors, the quantity just isn't there. There are some good college players there, but the numbers are not there. And so, consequently, we tend to look at the high school level because the talent pool is a little larger.
Mike, you talked about how your previous organization, you spent 12 years with the Atlanta Braves, recognized as perhaps the best ball club in baseball today, also perhaps the best minor league system in baseball today. Did you learn a lot from those 12 years you were in the Atlanta organization? What can you carry over to the Phillies organization?
Oh, absolutely. I was fortunate to work with some very qualified people over there, some good baseball people. And the Bobby Coxes, the Paul Snyders, and then later John Sherholtz and Chuck Lamar and those folks. I think from that, I learned the importance, first of all, of having a direction, having a program for the type of player that you do want when you're going out and scouting the young high school and college players, and having some very definite rules for your scouting staff to go by. When we're talking about taking a kid in a high round, he has to meet certain qualifications. So I think the direction there and the philosophy of going after power pitchers and good athletes as a position players are, those things are very important.
Mike Arbuckle, we appreciate you joining us. Thank you, and good luck. A very important day on June 3rd, the amateur draft. Thank you.
We're looking forward to it.
And as we head to break, a minor league memory from a man whose daily place of business is AAA dugout. Scranton Wilkes-Barre manager George Coulter.
We had a player named Tommy Barrett, and I had kept saying, I managed him for 2 years, AA and then again in AAA, and I kept telling the people in Philadelphia, I thought this guy could really play, and he was a little guy, and he doesn't have great tools, but, I mean, this guy, his desire just jumped out at you, you know. I mean, he was a smart player, and so I called him in Buffalo. They finally gave him a chance to go to the big leagues, and so I called him in Buffalo, and I said, Tommy, I got some bad news with you. You're not with this club anymore. And he said, oh, I got traded. And I said, no, well, kind of you got traded, but you're going to have to report to Philadelphia. And he said, what do you mean by that? And I said, well, you're going to be playing with the Phillies. He jumped about 2 feet in the air, and I mean, that was a great thrill for me, just being able to tell him that he had a chance to go to the big leagues.
Talk about their selection. You have all day?
Unbelievable shirts and ties.
If you need it, they have it.
He's a 44 long.
I'm a tough fit.
Today's man had over 100 suits in his size.
It's like a superstore for men's clothes. Choose fine designer suits from America and around the world. Up to $400 elsewhere, just $200 at Today's Man. In luxurious pure wool seasonal fabrics and colors. You've never seen such service, quality, selection, or savings as you'll find at Today's Man. 30 to 40% below better department and men's specialty stores every day.
What could a minute cost if your 800 service goes down? If you're a player on Wall Street, $910,000. But with us, you're always in the game. Introducing the AT&T 800 service Never Miss a Call guarantee. Now, if there's a problem, we can reroute your calls in less than a second. Sign up for the Never Miss a Call guarantee. It's the #1 reason AT&T 800 service is always the smartest play. AT&T, the best in the business. Guaranteed.
The Complete Car Cost Guide just rated the Volvo 240 wagon and 940 Turbo wagon the best overall values of any cars in their classes. How do you top that? With 2.9% APR financing and free maintenance on any new 1993 Volvo wagon, 200 or 900 series sedan. So now the cars rated as the best values are even better values. The Volvo Best Value Program. Now until May 2nd. Call us for a dealer nearest you.
And now, Shallow Thoughts with Larry Anderson.
If the visiting team hits it, why is it still called a home run?
This has been yet another in a series of Shallow Thoughts with Larry Anderson.
I understand there's a cult following for Shallow Thoughts. We'll keep you posted. Thank you, Larry. On our news and notes segment, we'd like to recognize the area's newest minor league team. That's the Wilmington Blue Rocks. The Blue Rocks christened their new $4.6 million stadium last weekend as over 5,000 people showed up to root on the Kansas City Royals' top single-A team. There's a lot of excitement in the state of Delaware about the Blue Rocks, and the team certainly appreciates all the support the fans in Delaware have given them, especially Wilmington manager Ron Johnson.
Well, if you come out to a minor league park like this, you can almost develop a relationship with the players because they're going to be talking to the fans, they're going to be walking by. You know, you're not going to, they haven't developed any ego at all because they don't even know where they're at right now.
Plenty of souvenirs being gobbled up down there in Delaware. The Blue Rocks return home this Friday, April 30th, and we hope you check them out. Now, a couple of news and notes that we'd like to pass along. How about the Barry Bonds and the San Francisco Giants that'll be in town on Monday and Tuesday? They're playing some pretty good baseball. Bonds leading the National League in hitting and heading to Broad and Patterson on Monday and Tuesday of this week. 7-game West Coast trip for the Phillies beginning on Wednesday in San Diego, so they want to pick up a couple more W's at home. Today, you've got Candiotti taking on Green, but more importantly, it is the Fanatic's birthday, and there's a huge crowd on hand at Veterans Stadium. So coming up, it's the Phils and the Dodgers from Veterans Stadium. I'm Neil Hartman. Thanks for joining us on the pregame show. Enjoy the game on PHL 17.
This is $20,000. This is also $20,000. You'd take care of this, wouldn't you? You should take care of your car just as carefully. Bring it to Jiffy Lube, the only place with the experience of servicing 68 million cars. Considering that your car is worth thousands of dollars, experience counts.
We got experience at Jiffy Lube.
There's a new feeling sweeping the state, peace of mind. Because now people who couldn't afford health coverage can get special care from Blue Cross and Blue Shield. It's the most affordable coverage available to families and individuals who earn too much for Medicaid but can't afford coverage on their own. If you're uninsured, your peace of mind is just a phone call away. Call 1-800-248-5200.
Introducing the new Q. Introducing the new Q. The new Q45. Huh? Let me know when you're ready.
We're rolling.
Go what?
Ride along in an explosive new series that puts you behind the wheel 5 nights a week. Real stories of the Highway Patrol.
Weeknights at 7:30 on PHL 17.
Everybody from Veterans Stadium, welcome to Phillies baseball. This afternoon, the final game of the series, the Phils and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Phils going for a sweep today. It'll be Tommy Green going against Tom Candiotti. Harry Callis with Rich Ashburn and Andy Musser, and Last night, the Phillies winning their second in a row against the Dodgers, and Pete Incaviglia played against a right-hand pitcher. He had not played in a while. He was struggling, and Jim Fregosi looked like a genius putting him in that lineup, Andy. 3 hits.
Yeah, ever since spring training, Harry, he said, if he ever gets hot, I'm going to play him because he's the kind of guy that can carry a club for a while. I talked to him today about his approach to Tom Candiotti. He says, if it's high, let it fly. If it's low, let it go.
Tom Candiotti, a knuckleballer. Why do you face knuckleballers? I guess it's hard to face a knuckleballer after you've looked at other pitching.
Knuckleballers, I think, have a way of fouling up your approach to hitting because you approach them like nobody else and like no other pitches. And I always had a theory when I was a player that knuckleballers, Hoyt Wilhelm, people like that who could really had a good one, could really foul you up for a day or two. You hope that doesn't happen because what you try to do with a knuckleball, you don't try to do to any other pitch. You just try to meet it. You don't get a good, your good normal swing at it. You're concentrating on getting strikes. It's really a tough pitch, and if he really has it going, it could be a tough day for the hitters.
Could be a tough day for the Dodgers, too, because Tommy Green is pitching very well. We'll be back with the starting lineups right after these messages.
The Phillies versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. Brought to you by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. Mellon PSFS, the official bank of the Phillies. The Bell of Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic company. And by Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield. Carry us for life.
Bud Light Spotlight is rolling back into New Jersey, and that means you could be the star of a Bud Light commercial.
You guys see me in your commercial. I'm Hollywood material. Ain't that right, baby?
I love my Bud Light. I love it.
Bud Light. Bud Light.
Just look for the Bud Light magic truck and the Bud Light film crew.
What would I do to be in a Bud Light commercial?
And get ready to see your name in lights.
Repeating.
It hit, and I forgot to play her number. Oh, Jesus, she's home. She's gonna kill me. I gotta hide. Here. There.
Hi.
Here she comes.
I'm home.
The closet.
Yeah.
Thanks, boy.
Where are you?
The Pennsylvania Lottery's daily number. Don't forget to play every day.
Did you remember? Bill. I knew you'd forget.
We won?
What do you mean, we?
Sherry, baby.
When Bob borrowed a lawnmower, all he got was short grass. When Bob borrowed hedge clippers, all he got was nice shrubs. When Bob borrowed a ladder, all he got was red shutters. When Bob borrowed a hose, all he got was wet. But when Bob borrowed money, he got free banking services. The Mellon PSFS Smart Accounts. The package accounts for people who borrow as well as save.
Back at Veterans Stadium, we're going to have a large crowd here this afternoon on this beautiful afternoon for baseball, Philly Fanatics' birthday. Big Western show before the game in honor of Fanatics' birthday, and all youngsters getting a cap, compliments of tasty cake, and lots of fun before the ball game, and an enthusiastic crowd here. Young and old enjoying the sunshine and looking forward to Phillies baseball. The Phils have the best record in all of baseball coming into play this afternoon.
Those are the caps. Nice looking cap sponsored by Tasty Cake. I'm the Bucking Bronco fanatic. I think they turned that thing down a little bit. They had it cranked up earlier where it was all over the place.
Great pregame show and ceremonies.
This is what? 10th, 11th birthday?
You know, I was looking for that. I didn't see it on the notes as to how old the Fanatic is. Phillies are taking the field for this final game of the series with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Dodger lineup this afternoon. Tom Lasorda will have Brett Butler, center fielder, leading off. Jody Reed, second base, bats second. Eric Davis, left fielder, hitting third. Darryl Strawberry, right fielder, bats fourth. Eric Karros at first base, hitting fifth. Tim Wallach, third baseman, batting sixth. Mike Piazza, the catcher, hits seventh. Jose Offerman, the shortstop, batting eighth, and batting ninth. And pitching will be Tom Candiotti. They are facing Tommy Green.
Tommy Green, a win and a loss. You see that ERA, 1.56. His last ball game against the Padres, he pitched an excellent game, winning it, of course. Pitched 7 2/3 innings, only gave up 5 hits.
No, that was a no decision. That was the one that won 14 innings. Tommy left that game.
That is right. That is right. We missed the game.
Tommy's ERA is the third best in the National League at 1.56, and look at his strikeout walk ratio.
That's Tommy. He doesn't walk many. The good news about him is that he's throwing the way he did before he hurt his arm.
Defensively behind him, Dave Hollins at third base, Mariano Duncan shortstop, Mickey Morandini second, John Kruk at first, Aaron Dalton back in the lineup behind the plate. In the outfield, Pete Incaviglia, Lenny Dykstra, and Jim Eisenreich from left to right. Wes Chamberlain is on a day-to-day basis, a slight hamstring muscle pull, so Chamberlain is out. There you see the umpiring alignment. Crew chief Harry Wendelstadt calls the balls and strikes. Randy Marsh at first, Ed Rapuano at second, and Larry Vanover umpiring at third. Gorgeous afternoon for baseball. Birthday wishes to Larry Zarowski today and to Carol Woolley. And a speedy recovery to Stan Drabek watching the ball game today.
And to Walt Hubbard, one of the ushers here at the ballpark, is in Methodist Hospital, and all his fellow employees send their best wishes.
Joey Amalfitano will coach at third base for the Dodgers today. Tom Lasorda back in the dugout. He coached third yesterday to try to turn their luck around. It didn't work. The Dodgers have lost all 5 games on this road trip. Tommy Tita Green, 26 years of age, ready to go to work, to Brett Butler. 1 strike to Butler. Butler batting at .323. Dodgers as a team are hitting just .223. That's low in the National League. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nancy Hill, daughter of Jack Schur of Associated Press, celebrating her 28th birthday today. A little bit high, 2-1.
Mary Taylor celebrating a 78th birthday on this beautiful April 25th.
Smothers at foul, past Ben Hines, the first base coach. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Speedy recovery to Tom McGuire Sr. of Skippack Village. His son Tom and wife Chris are at the ballpark today. They send their best wishes to Tom McGuire Sr. Full count to Butler. Got to throw strikes to him. He'll take walks. He's walked 14 times, 4th best in the National League.
There's a big gap in right center.
He jerks the ball. It's going to be a foul ball, though. Whoa. Home run distance. Butler is not known as a home run hitter, and he really smacked that ball.
Does that make you think the ball might be carrying out there in right field? Way up there. About 20, 30 feet foul.
Butler last year hit 3 home runs. In his 12-year career, he's hit 44. He lines a hit to right field. Eisenreich over to cut it off, and Butler is a leadoff base runner. I'll bring up Jody Reed.
Green never could get a slider into Butler. He had to throw him all fastballs because he was always behind on the count. Good swing by Brett Butler. Dodgers have been trying to get him to use right field a little more. The 3 hits he's picked up in this series have all been to right field.
Here's Jody Reed hitting at 246. Jody Reed with a lot of 2-base hits, 156 doubles the last 4 years. No one in the major leagues has more in the last 4 years except former teammate Wade Boggs.
Margie Moore, a birthday in New Egypt, New Jersey, and Harvey Owens in Coventryville, PA, 70 years old today.
Bunts it foul. Bill Barner, 75th birthday today from Newport, Pennsylvania, father-in-law of our buddy Ken Holtzapfel. Joey Amalfitano coaching at third base. Flashing signs.
Mary Cowie in East Narratan Township, 88.
Nothing in 1 to Reed. Butler at first base. No balls and 2 strikes. Tony Mafulo of Dunmore, Pennsylvania, watching our game on Wolf TV in Scranton, celebrating a birthday. Best wishes from his daughter Marianne. 2 strikes to Jody Reed. Time is called as a hot dog wrapper is blowing in front of the plate.
Kay Sackwald in Lidditz. Birthday today and a 65th wedding anniversary. Selwyn and Mildred Briggs in Philadelphia.
He's high with it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Butler will steal bases, although this year he's just 3 out of 6. Not a good percentage. Doesn't take a real big lead at first base. Reed's out on strikes. 1 down. That'll bring up Eric Davis.
Reed didn't like that call. It was flirting with the outside corner. But it was a lot better than the previous pitch that he just swung at. In fact, that probably got the outside corner. Had a little tail on it.
Send along our best wishes for a speedy recovery to Tom Shredencheck. Tom in Lankenau Hospital with a broken ankle on the DL. 1 ball and no strikes to Eric Davis. Davis batting .250. Lifetime against Tommy Green, 2 for 12. One of them a home run. Pitch out. Nothing on. Kind of a surprising call in that Butler has not shown any indication of trying to run.
Sometimes you think you pick up a sign, or sometimes you just guess. Usually that pitch out comes from the dugout, although Dalton has the experience to call them on his own.
Puts Green behind the hitter, 2-0. High towering fly to left field. It's deep. Incabilia near the corner, makes the grab at the track. Butler tags and moves up after the catch.
Davis out on a deep fly ball to left. Butler moves up to second after the catch. It'll bring up Darryl Strawberry.
Davis didn't get all that, or that would have gone, but carried pretty well. I believe he hit it off the end of the bat.
Looks like the ball is carrying to all fields today. Strawberry has hit 3 home runs, knocked in 6 a lifetime against Tommy Green. He's 2 out of 4, including a home run.
They have a base open, so Green will be careful if he can. Strawberry is not hitting. He's on the Interstate 76.
Missing with a breaking ball, 2-0. Pat and Marge Cassidy celebrating their 46th wedding anniversary today. Pat has been under the weather, director of office operations here at the ballpark. Pat's feeling better and back here real soon. Back up the middle, a base hit to center field. Butler will score, and the Dodgers take a 1-0 lead here in the first. Strawberry drives in his 7th.
Good base running by Butler in that he tagged up at first on that long fly ball to left and put him in scoring position. Tommy Green almost got leather on that line drive hit by Strawberry.
Here's Eric Karros batting at .254. Leads the Dodgers in runs batted in with 12 of them. Coming off his Rookie of the Year season. Lofts a high pop foul out of play. Dusty Bryan and Jim Hanlon of Wilkes-Barre at Children's Hospital undergoing a kidney transplant. Birthday wishes to Debbie Katz today. One strike to Eric Karros. Foul tip. 0-2. Dodgers on the board, leading 1-0 here in the first. Jammed him, and he fouls it back and out of play into the upper deck. Now balls and 2 strikes. It holds to Eric Karros. Tommy Green can only give up a half more run in this game to keep his earned run average where it is. Got him with a good breaking ball. Dodgers get a run, 2 hits, no errors. They lead 1. After 1 half, Los Angeles 1. Phil's coming to bat.
People who go to a Phillies game have fun, and the ones who seem to have the most fun are the ones who get full or part season tickets. They know they've got good seats, so they don't have to scramble or wait in line. Get the best seats with the least hassle with full or part season tickets. And you can get guaranteed box seats for 13 games for just $130. For more information on all the 1993 season ticket plans, call 463-5000.
This Elantra is going on a trip. So is this one. This one's going to Grandma's house. This one's winning a 4-day, 2,000-mile endurance race. Imagine, a family sedan tough enough to be a World Rally champion. So, if you want years of trouble-free trips to Grandma's house, drive a car that's already been over the river and through the woods. The Elantra from Hyundai.
Save 20 to 60% at Silo's Inventory Blowout. Save on TVs, VCRs, camcorders, appliances, computers, and more. Hurry, save 20 to 60% now at Silo.
Hi, I'm Ed O'Neill, and you're watching PHL 17, the home of the Phillies.
Phillies lineup this afternoon will have Lenny Dykstra, center fielder, leading off. Mickey Morandini, second base, bats second. John Kruk, first baseman, hitting third. Dave Hollins, third base, bats fourth. Darren Dalton, catching, hitting fifth. Pete Incaviglia, left field, bats sixth. Jim Eisenreich, right fielder, hitting seventh. Mariano Duncan, shortstop, bats eighth. Tommy Green, pitching and hitting ninth. They're facing Tom Candiotti.
Knuckleballer 0-2. High ERA. He did have one good outing against the St. Louis Cardinals. He pitched 8 innings, but he has run into some trouble in a couple other starts, one against Atlanta.
Defensively behind Candiotti, Tim Wallach at third, Jose Offerman at shortstop, Jody Reed at second, and Eric Karros at first. Rookie Mike Piazza, the catcher. In the outfield, Eric Davis, Brett Butler, and Darryl Strawberry from left to right. Lenny Dykstra leads it off for the Phils, batting at .213. But he's done his job as far as a leadoff man. He leads the league in walks with 17 and is third in the league in runs scored, and he is really hit in tough luck. I can't recall seeing a player hit in tougher luck than he has in the early going of a season.
Well, they say if you hit 3 hard balls out of 5 at-bats, you're going to hit 300. That would not hold true for Lenny so far. Hit some hard ones, a lot of them caught.
Candiotti lifetime against the Phillies, 1-2, 4-point ERA. Spent most of his years in the American League. A little topper to Eric Karros, and Dykstra will be retired. One down, that'll bring up Mickey Morandini. Candiotti tied with teammate Orel Hershiser for the league lead in losses last year with 15. He was the Dodger leader in wins with 11.
The first 2 knucklers to Dykstra were really good knucklers. He's going to throw like that all day. It'll be hard to hit.
That was his slow curveball, which he'll use occasionally, but just about 85 to 90% knucklers. 2 balls and no strikes. He hasn't been getting much support, as you can see. Fouled out of play, 2-1. Congratulations to Teresa and Ken Keppel, proud parents of twin girls on Monday. Ooh. Where was that pitch?
High.
High.
It wasn't high if you were in a semi-pro league, but major leagues, it's high.
Line drive center field. Butler, it hits him in the foot, but he keeps it in front of him and will hold it Morandini to a single.
I tell you, he was fortunate when the ball hit him in the foot that it stayed in front of him. That could have rolled a lot of different ways and rolled a long way. This was a fastball, and watch this. He tried to slam on the brakes, and then it looked like a skate save in hockey.
It'll bring on John Kruk. Krucker, the 5th leading hitter, batting at .361. Birthday wishes to David Redner, Children's Hospital. Also hope David's feeling better real soon. Great Phillies fan. Missing with the knuckleball. 1 ball and no strikes. Birthday wishes to Walter Wright in Chester County Hospital. And our best to Walter's wife, Dot. Morandini first base, 1 out. Dodgers scored a run in the top half. There goes Morandini. The knuckleball's a called strike. The throw will be late. You can steal out of knuckleballer, and Morandini does. He's now 3 out of 3 in the stolen base department. Nothing against Piazza. The rookie catcher had no chance.
The catcher has to concentrate on catching that ball. He has that oversized mitt that they use to catch knuckleballs, but you see Morandini down there ahead of the throw.
And Morandini at second base. 1 ball and 1 strike to John Kruk. 2-1. Bernard Heidelberger of Philadelphia, 75 today. Dorothy Cook of Glen Olden is 76 years young. Well, we have a great crowd on hand here at Veterans Stadium on this gorgeous Sunday. 2 balls and 2 strikes. John Kruk is second in the league in slugging percentage, 5th in the league in on-base percentage, 2nd in the league in runs scored, leads the league in total bases. Candiotti keeping an eye on Morandini. Candiotti lifetime in the major leagues is an even 500. 95 wins, 95 losses. Full count to Kruk.
That open base after Morandini stole second has condemned Kruk to all knuckleballs. I'm not going to give him anything else. Dave Hollins, next hitter.
Off the end of his bat. Speedy recovery to Anna May and Joe Alonso.
Watch this thing. He kind of pushes it off his fingers. No rotation at all.
No. Those seams just stay right where they are.
You can read the label on it almost.
He walked him. So the Phillies have 2 men on base with 1 out for Dave Hollins. Hollins batting at .270. He's had pretty good success against Candiotti. 3 for 5 lifetime. Tom Lasorda, Joey Amalfitano, Ben Hines in the Dodger dugout. Missing with the knuckleball.
Piazza's doing a pretty good job of that knuckleball. I wouldn't imagine that he has caught many knuckleball pitchers in his career. They don't have many in the minor leagues. A huge mitt. That takes a good eye. See, that ball was up in the strike zone, and then the bottom dropped out of it. A lot of hitters chase that pitch. See, that's right up there. Now, boom.
Yeah.
Plummets. Used to hate to hit a knuckleball.
Got that one over. It's 2 balls and a strike.
Started that knuckler up higher, and it did drop down, but dropped into the strike zone. Looks like that's what he's going to have to do because that thing's really jumping.
Balls and out of play. We'll pause for station identification on the Phillies television network.
You're watching Phillies baseball on WPHL-TV, Philadelphia.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Dave Hollins. 2 men on base and 1 out. We're in the bottom of the first. Dodgers lead 1-0. In and out of the glove of Piazza. Hollins stays alive. Just getting a piece of it. Missing with it, 3-2.
What do you do here? Do you send him on this 3-2 pitch, 1 out? I don't know. You're going to be aggressive, you send him, that's for sure.
I don't for this reason, because sometimes a hitter sees those runners going and he'll chase a bad pitch.
Plus you have Dalton coming up next. You'd like to see him bat here in the first with runners on.
They stay, and it's popped foul, back and out of play. Three and 2, it holds to Dave Hollins. One down, 2 men on base. Ooh, gave him a fastball, and he missed with it. A rare fastball, and he missed with it, and the Phillies have the bases loaded with 1 out for Darren Dalton.
I think it was a good call because it was by Hollins before he reacted. Look at there. It did drift outside, but it was a pretty good call. I think it would have worked.
Dalton hitting at .280, 4 homers. He's knocked in 11. Lifetime just 1 for 7 against Candiati. Dodgers set up a double play depth. Dalton has hit into a double play this year. Rare for him. He was the second toughest man to double up last year. Mainly because he's a fly ball hitter. Cues it foul. 0-1.
.357 with runners in the scoring position. Very credible.
He'll try to get the ball airborne. Wide with it. 1-1. Candiati's best year was with Cleveland in '86. He was 16-12 that year for the Tribe. Ball and 2 strikes to Darren Dalton.
The ball wound up, bouncing up there. It's one of those that was up in the strike zone again and then dropped out.
High with it, 2-2. 60th birthday wishes today to Bernard Kaufman.
Big pitch right here for Candiati. This 2-2 pitch. He really doesn't want to go 3-2 and gamble with that knuckler. Not an easy pitch to always throw for strikes because it bounces around so much.
High with it. It's a full count. Is he going to throw him a 3-2 fastball?
I think he'll throw him something other than the knuckler. He'll throw that curveball of his once in a while, but I don't know if he'd risk that either. I think he'll throw the knuckler. You know, that's his bread and butter pitch. He lives and dies with it.
We'll see. It's a full count to Dalton with the bases loaded. High towering fly ball foul, and it's going to go out of play, and so they'll try it again.
It's a knuckleball and borderline strike, but when you're up there, you got to swing at those borderline pitches. He did shake his catcher off. He's done that twice today, and both times he has shaken him off, it's been something other than the knuckler. But he threw the knuckler.
Knuckleball way outside. That'll force in a run, and this game is tied at 1-1. Third straight walk surrendered by Candiati. Dalton will drive in his 12th run of the year the easy way. Brings up Pete Incaviglia. Incaviglia hitting at .258 after his 3 for 4 last night. 2 homers, he's knocked in 7. Lifetime has not been a real good hitter against this knuckleballer, 5 out of 35. Candiati can't control the knuckler.
He's walked 3 in a row, and he misses on the first pitch, so, you know, he might have to think, hey, maybe I better go to another pitch and hope I can get a double play ball or something.
Little topper. They're not going to get 2 on that one. They will get 1. Hard takeout slide by Dalton. Coming in to score is Kruk. Giving Caviglia a run batted in on a fielder's choice ground ball. Hollins moves to third.
Got it off the end of the bat. Had Hollins been, you know, alive there, he probably could have scored after Dalton bowled Reed over. But he had stopped at third.
So the Phillies have come right back to take a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the first. Eisenreich hitting at 143, 2 out of 14. Pretty good hitter lifetime against Candiati over in the American League, where they both spent most of their careers. 292 lifetime with a home run. He's just not throwing the knuckleball for strikes, and the Phillies are showing great discipline with that knuckleball also, not chasing it.
And Caviglia chased one, hit it off the end of the bat. That's a hard pitch, really, to take it if it's anywhere near close.
2 balls and no strikes.
Especially when you have the bases loaded and 1 out.
Got the 2-0 knuckler over, 2-1.
He's staying right with that knuckleball.
Ground ball deep short. Backhanded Offerman, no play. Hollins scores. Phillies lead it 3-1. I don't know if he would have gotten Incaviglia at second or not. Inky was busting from first to second.
They're going to call it a base hit. It would have been the only play he had would have been at second.
Give Eisenreich a single, an infield single, and a run batted in. Ron Peronowski is out to talk to the veteran knuckleballer. 3 runs across here in the first. Phillies lead it 3-1. The batter will be Mariano Duncan. Duncan batting at .270. Lifetime against Candiotti, 3 out of 8. Incaviglia at second, Eisenreich at first with 2 outs. One strike to Duncan.
3 runs in without one ball hit hard. That was Morandini's base hit.
Checked his swing, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Randy Marsh turns down the appeal.
Hit him. 2-1. Candiotti laboring here in the first. Right back at Candiotti. That will retire the side, but the Phillies put 3 on the board. They do it with 2 hits along with 3 walks. No Dodger errors, 2 men left after 1. 3-1 Phils.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands.
Before our children can carry on some of our most fundamental values, they must first understand them. And we can't think of a better reason to support education. Mellon PSFS.
Okay, panel. How can you recognize the genuine Yellow Pages?
It has a yellow cover.
Good.
This is a Belle of Pennsylvania on the front?
Right.
It has more choices inside.
Yes! That's how you tell the genuine article from mere imitators. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
The genuine Belle of Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. 9 out of 10 use it. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic Company.
This is the Oldsmobile 88 Special Edition. It comes with a powerful 3800 V6, 4-speed automatic, anti-lock brakes, an airbag, and more. And you can get this larger and more luxurious sedan for only $18,995. Don't feel bad. It surprised a lot of people. It's your money.
After 1 inning of play, the Phils 3 and the Dodgers 1. You can see Barry Bonds and the San Francisco Giants take on the Phils tomorrow night at 7:30 and Tuesday afternoon at 12:30 on Prism. Then the Phils begin a West Coast trip in San Diego. That 2-game series begins on Wednesday. You can see both of those games on Sports Channel. Game times 10 o'clock on Wednesday, 4 o'clock on Thursday. Tim Wallach leads it off. 1 ball and no strikes to Wallach. Wallach batting at 156. It's not been a good lifetime hitter against Tommy Green, just 2 for 16. And a cut at that fastball, fouls it back. One ball and 1 strike. On this day in history, 1976, Rick Monday preserved the American flag in a game at Dodger Stadium. Off the end of his bat, shallow center, Dykstra comes hard and makes the catch. On that day at Dodger Stadium, Monday was playing for the Cubs. A couple of dissidents came onto the field and spread out the flag, and they were just about to put a torch to it, and Monday saw what was happening, snared it, and raced it into the dugout. Here's Mike Piazza. Mike, the Norristown product, 24 years of age. Off to a good start his rookie year, hitting at .281. It's had an 11-game hitting streak this year, which is a National League high, along with Royce Clayton of San Francisco and Jeff Blauser of Atlanta. 2-0.
Blauser's up to 12 now, isn't he?
Is he?
He made that 12 yesterday, I thought.
Yeah, that is exactly right. Hard ground ball. What a grab by Morandini. Throws him out. Fine play by Mickey Morandini. 2 down.
He's played an excellent defensive second base, and that took a hit away from Piazza. He burned himself a little bit on that AstroTurf. Skinned himself.
Copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Phillies, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the Phillies. Here's Jose Offerman. Offerman hitting at 172. Switch hitter. 1 strike to him. Pops a foul, out of play.
He's taken to wearing those prescription goggles, Offerman. It says he can see the ball a little better.
Wears them both at the plate and in the field. He committed 42 errors last year. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Two and 2. Carmen and Candy DeNovi celebrating their 22nd wedding anniversary. Foul back. Two and 2 it holds to Offerman. Great crowd on hand here at the vet, including a group of 15 people attending the game from France. Here to attend the wedding of Adrian and Jean-Louis on May 1st. They came early to catch some sights, including Veterans Stadium, as Offerman is retired. No runs, hits, errors, and none left. We go to the bottom half of the second. 3-1 Phils.
Darren Dalton and the Phillies storm into the City of Angels to square off with Eric Davis and the Los Angeles Dodgers all next weekend on PHL 17. Lenny Dykstra and John Kruk will have Tommy Lasorda's Dodgers feeling blue when they battle with the fighting Phils. It's the Phillies versus the Dodgers, Friday night at 10:30, Saturday at 10, and Sunday at 4. Only on PHL 17.
We play the Phillies on 17.
My Uncle Ernie loves the Phillies, but he's such a lousy driver, he can never make it to the vet to see him play. He even got his insurance canceled trying. So to get Uncle Ernie off the road and into Veterans Stadium, we got him Prism.
Kruk, Dykstra, Dalton, the Phillies are gearing up for an exciting season, and Prism has 45 games from Veterans Stadium. To order Prism, dial 1-800-CABLE-ME. Call now and get installation for only $4.95 or a free upgrade.
I can't believe Uncle Ernie makes his living as a driving instructor.
Your Hyundai dealer's celebrating because Hyundai sales are up 24%. So right now, during the Hyundai Success Celebration, you can get up to $1,500 factory cash back. Buy an Excel for as low as $58.99 or an Elantra for as little as $83.99 after the factory savings. And every Hyundai comes with 2 years scheduled service at no charge. About all you pay for is gas. So join the success celebration at your Hyundai dealer today. Hurry into your nearest Hyundai dealer now. It's where cars make sense.
Sunday afternoon, May 9th, 1:35, the Phillies tangle with the Cardinals, and women 15 and over take home a good-looking umbrella free, courtesy of MAB Paints. Good fun, great baseball, free gift. Sunday, May 9th. Reserve your tickets now. Call 463-1000.
Well, it's not too late to get season tickets to Phillies baseball. Should be an exciting year this year, and since the season has begun, even the smallest plan, $130 for 13 Sundays, has been prorated. All the season ticket plans are now prorated. For information, just call 463-5000. Tommy Green leads it off. 1 ball and no strikes. Green 1 for 6 this year. Lifetime a .211 hitter. He has hit 2 career home runs. Phillies lead it 3-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 2 to Tommy Green. Candiotti's control hurting him in the first inning. He walked 3. Phillies got 3 runs. That's Tommy Green on strikes. First strikeout for Candiotti. 1 down here in the second. It'll bring up Lenny Dykstra, who grounded out his first time up.
Knuckleballers cannot afford to walk batters, put them on base, because they're also at a disadvantage against base runners. Your catcher has a hard time throwing the runners out, so control is everything to a knuckleballer.
Got that one over. 1 strike to Lenny Dykstra. Ball and a strike.
Almost a full house here today, Harry.
Yeah, tremendous crowd. 2-1. I would say got to be close to 50, huh?
Yeah. We have a better day for a game. Team is playing well.
Off the tip of the glove of Caros. And Dykstra gets a base hit. Or rather, of Wallach, and Dykstra gets a base hit. Had Wallach caught that ball, Lenny might have committed Harry Carey. I'm telling you, everything he's hit hard has been caught.
He thinks he should have had it. And he probably should have. Actually, he's a Gold Glove third baseman in the past, and he got leather on it. It looked like the ball hit off the heel of his glove. He reached it.
So Dykstra at first with 1 down. It'll bring on Mickey Morandini, who singled his first time up. Got that one over for a strike.
I would think Dykstra would try to steal a base. He has a strike on Morandini, which would indicate another knuckleball unless he pitches out.
Lenny does not have that big a lead. Candiotti goes over there. Phil's leading at 3-1 in the second inning. One thing a knuckleballer must do is develop a good move to first base. Which most of them have.
Yeah, Phil Niekro had a great one.
Nothing in 1, 2 Morandini. Missing. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Now, if you're a real gambler and you're a Dodger, you might pitch out here. And certainly, they're not expecting it, but Dykstra ought to be going.
Candiotti thinks so.
He has to go.
He does it, and it's lofted in the air down the left field line. Davis near the foul line makes the catch in fair territory. Morandini's out, 2 down. It'll bring up John Kruk. Kruk walked and scored a run his first time up. Ground ball right at Jody Reed. That'll retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. The end of 2, 3-1 Phillies.
Come see castles and knights, explore legends, be bold, conquer dragons, cross country, hear tales being told. Adventures waiting, there's no time to waste. Come see, come conquer, there's only one place. Lord's Gardens, the nearby faraway place. Lord's Gardens, Williamsburg, come see, conquer.
If you want your car done right, it has to be done by the right people.
We take care of our customers. We do the job right.
Quality all the way.
Experience counts. The customer comes first. Satisfaction guaranteed. We're only as good as our people. That's why Jiffy Lube is America's favorite oil change.
We got experience at Jiffy Lube.
Your Hyundai dealer's celebrating because Hyundai sales are up 24%. So right now during the Hyundai Success Celebration, you can get up to $1,500 factory cash back. Buy an Excel for as low as $58.99 or an Elantra for as little as $83.99 after the factory savings. And every Hyundai comes with 2 years scheduled service at no charge. About all you pay for is gas. So join the Success Celebration at your Hyundai dealer today. Hurry into your nearest Hyundai dealer now. It's where cars make sense.
Save 20 to 60% at Silo's Inventory Blowout. Save on TVs, VCRs, camcorders, appliances, computers, and more. Hurry, save 20 to 60% now at Silo.
Hi, I'm Darren Dalton, and you're watching PHL 17, the home of the Phillies.
Tom Candiotti, the pitcher, leads off for the Dodgers' 3rd inning. Phillies lead at 3-1. Our trivia question of the afternoon: in 1953, the Brooklyn Dodgers had the Rookie of the Year, Most Valuable Player, and the Batting Champion, all on that 53 Dodger club. Can you name the players who achieved this triple? 1 ball and 1 strike to Candiotti. One, 2. Two balls and 2 strikes.
The Rookie of the Year, the batting champion, and what?
And
MVP?
the Most Valuable Player. Full count to Candiotti. Candiotti is 0 for 5 lifetime, an 0.98 hitter. Walked him.
Green thought he had him on the last 2 pitches. Didn't get the call. Didn't want to do that.
Brings on Brett Butler. He singled and scored the Dodgers' run his first time up. Candiotti at first base and nobody out. Bunts it. Oh, that's a good bunt. Holland's got him with a good play. Sacrifice is good by Butler, but that was oh so close to a base hit. Good play by Dave Hollins.
He deadened that ball, bunted it right on the end of the bat. I tell you, that's an excellent bunt. Just get him at first. See Kruk get the ball just before that foot hits the bag. That was a nice play by Holland. He was playing in shallow, but still almost beat it out.
Here's Jody Reed. He struck out his first time up. One strike to Jody Reed.
It's, how you deaden a ball when you try to bunt it is that's a 3 or 4 inches towards the end of the bat, or from the end of the bat, that will deaden it.
Wild pitch, but Candiotti the base runner, so he doesn't move up. 1 ball, 1 strike to Reed. Butler is probably the best bunter in the game. I know he's the best bunter in the National League. I don't see the American League that much. But...
Well, he's the best in the major leagues right now. And there are a few guys in the American League that bunt, but not the way he does it.
Off the end of the bat, foul. One ball and 2 strikes to Jody Reed. Two and two. The middle, fielded by Duncan. Off balance throw, got him. Candiotti moves to third. Nice play by Mariano.
High bouncer on the AstroTurf and all the way back a second. Nice throw and got him easily.
Here's the date to mark down on your calendar. Sunday, May 9th. Phillies play the Cardinals that day, and all women 15 and over get a giveaway item, a red and white umbrella featuring the Phillies logo, compliments of MAB Paints. Great gift for all women 15 and over. Umbrella Day against St. Louis. For tickets, call 463-1000. That's Sunday, May 9th. Big swing and a miss.
Trying to tie the game up with 1 swing, but he chased a high pitch.
High towering fly to right field. Jim Eisenreich waits. That'll be it for the Dodgers in the third. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the third. Phillies lead it 3-1.
Mark your calendars now, because we've got great fun, great baseball on the way. The Phillies play the Cardinals Friday, May 7th, Saturday, May 8th, and Sunday afternoon, May 9th at 1:35. When women 15 and over get a good-looking umbrella free. Then it's the Pirates Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, May 10th, 11th, and 12th, all at 7:35. Reserve your tickets in advance. Call 463-1000.
Ready for a blast of pure refreshment? Get Refreshing Shield. Smell the burst of cool, fresh scents. Feel the high-energy lather. Shield Shield's unique skin-invigorating formula will shake you up, turn you around. It's a blast of pure refreshment. Refreshing Shield.
Presenting the magnificent 1993 Cadillac Fleetwood. With its distinctive, all-new aerodynamic styling, the 93 Fleetwood is longer and is the most spacious American sedan on the road, with very important features like dual front airbags, anti-lock brakes, and traction control, all standard, and it's incredibly quiet within. Buy now, and you'll get a $2,000 bonus direct from Cadillac. Don't miss this limited time offer. See your Cadillac Super Network dealer now.
Today's Phillies game on PHL 17 is brought to you in part by Budweiser, the king of beers. Nothing beats a Bud. By your Quality Plus Ford dealers will invite you to come in and test drive the brand new 1993 Probe. And by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Lottery proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians. Dave Hollins leads off for the Phils. He walked and scored a run his first time up. Our trivia question of the afternoon. In 1953, the Brooklyn Dodgers had the Rookie of the Year, the Most Valuable Player, and the Batting Champion. Can you name the Dodgers on that 53 team who achieved that triple?
Kempe was the MVP, I believe, wasn't
That is correct. Foul ball.
Ooh.
Piazza got close to that dugout and it landed inside the dugout, but not much of a chance for Piazza. Good effort by him, one strike.
I think the batting champion might have been Jackie.
Nope.
Nope. Rookie of the Year would have been Gilliam.
Junior Gilliam is correct.
Well, the batting champion in 53 either had to be Duke or Fiorillo.
That is correct. Carl Furillo was the batting champ in 53.
Jackie won one, didn't he? I think he won one.
Batting title? I think he did.
Jackie was Rookie of the Year in 47. Maybe not.
Jackie Robinson won the batting title in 49. At 342 that year. Then Stan Musial took over for 3 years, and then Carl Furillo in 53. And then in 54, Willie Mays. And in 55, His Whiteness.
Yeah.
One of Richie's 2 batting crowns. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Phils lead 3-1. We're in the bottom of the 3rd. Just missing with a knuckleball, a full count.
Hollins has had 2 good at-bats. His first one when he finally worked the walk. And this one now, the count's full. He's laying off that knuckler that's not a strike.
Beats the ball, foul. Full count holds to Dave Hollins.
Richie Allen used to hit that knuckleball pretty well. Best I ever saw was Tony Gonzalez. He loved the knuckler.
Hollins is aboard with a walk. 4th walk given up by Candiotti. Brings on Darren Dalton. He walked to force in a run his first time up. Phil's leading 3-1.
Might also add that is a hard pitch to umpire. Home plate umpire really has his work cut out for him on the day a knuckleball pitcher throws.
In the air to right center. It's deep, but it'll stay in the park. Strawberry makes the grab. Collins tagging, but he'll hold. Strawberry threw it right on the money to the bag at second. It was dropped by Offerman, but good throw by Straw. One down. That'll bring on Pete Incaviglia. Incaviglia hit into a fielder's choice, knocked in a run, and so doing his first time up. One ball and no strikes. Missing with a knuckleball, 2-0.
Incaviglia might get something else to hit besides the knuckler. 2-0 count. High towering drive deep to left. Watch that, baby. Out of here. Home run, Incaviglia. The Phillies lead it 5-1. Incaviglia's third of the year. Wow, did he get that ball airborne? He really did. That was I believe that was a curveball. 2-0 curve, and I think it was a hanger. Whatever it was it was up and in, and I mean, he really...
Yeah, I think that was a curve.
That's a curve, and that's a hanger, and that's sometimes what happens to him. It's hit a mile high to reach those bleachers.
One ball and no strikes to Jim Eisenreich. To 1 Phils. Doing 1 to Eisenreich. He got an infield single, knocked in a run his first time up.
He is strong. He hit a home run here last night in the center field bleachers.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Steve Wilson, the left-hander, starting to throw in the Dodger bullpen. Reaches out and pokes the knuckleball to left field for a hit. So Eisenreich is 2 for 2. In the last 2 games, he's boosted his average from 0.77 to 250. Mike Piazza going out, the catcher, to talk to Candiotti. Batter will be Mariano Duncan, who grounded out his first time up.
The idea of the field is able to be a home run, 353 feet.
Duncan fouls it off, 1 strike.
And Cavilla has 10 RBIs now, playing in a very limited role. 3 today, 2 last night.
One ball and 1 strike. Fouls it back and out of play. One and 2 to Mariano Duncan. Phillies lead it 5-1 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Struck him out. Second strikeout for Candiati. 2 down here in the 3rd. It'll bring up Tommy Green, who struck out his first time up. Jim Eisenreich at first base with 2 down here in the 3rd.
4 walks have really hurt Candiati. 3 of those walks have scored. And 1 of them knocked in a run.
Tommy Green, a good hitting pitcher, but it looks like he's never faced a knuckleballer.
He'll get his ribs.
One ball and 1 strike. One and 2 to Tommy. Almost hit him. 2 and 2.
Tommy Lasorda has not had a good road trip. And from here they go to Shea Stadium.
Full count. Going to give him a fastball. If he does, those outfielders better move back a little bit.
I would think he'd give him a fastball. He is facing a pitcher who is a good hitter, but can't walk him.
He didn't give up on it. Gave him a knuckleball and struck him out. But the Phillies got 2 on Incaviglia's home run. 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. Andy Musser and Chris Wheeler come your way in the 4th after 3. Phils 5, Dodgers 1.
My brother, about to become a father.
So how big can a crib be? Season tickets went on sale today, Mike.
Yeah, well, maybe next year.
You've gone 5 years straight.
Yeah.
This is about the kid. This kid's getting for free, you know.
It's gonna be a little tight.
Mike, this year's on me.
Only one beer has the taste as genuine as the people who drink it. Budweiser.
Now, the new little guy's going to every game, right? Bobby, it could be a girl.
A girl?
AT&T 800 service would like a word with you. The word is freedom. Soon, businesses forced to choose a less reliable 800 service because they wanted a certain 800 number and maybe losing sales as a result will have the freedom to keep their 800 number and switch to AT&T, the best in the business. One more thing. Switch to AT&T now and get 100 days of free calls.
When you were a child, you were told we're all created equal. But now that you're a little older, you see things a bit differently. The new Lexus GS Luxury Performance Sedan. It's roomier, quieter, and rides smoother than cars costing thousands more. Maybe we are all created equal, but it doesn't have to stay that way. See your New Jersey, Delaware, Pennsylvania area Lexus dealer for treatment that's unequaled.
Tuesday, the Giants are here, and that's going to be the first of 5 business person specials. Great midweek, midday baseball in the sun. Hope you'll be here to see Barry Bonds, Will Clark, and the rest of the Giants. All the business person specials, compliments of Mellon PSFS. We go to the 4th inning. The Phillies are on top by a 5-1 score. And the crowd, even after all these years, still buzzes when Strawberry gets up there. Strawberry has a hit today. In fact, he hit a screamer back through the middle that Green had a shot at, could not play it. And Strawberry knocked in the only Dodger run. 2 balls and a strike on the straw man. He'll be followed by Karros and Wallach in the 4th inning. It's high, ball 3. Once in his career, Strawberry hit a home run off Tommy Green.
I think Tommy Green is still searching for his fastball today, too. He hasn't had a real good one. There it was.
That's pretty good, and it was out of the strike zone. Strawberry chased it.
See, Tommy Green's a good enough pitcher at this point in his career when he doesn't have the good fastball early. He has enough other pitches, and with Dalton's experience behind the plate, they can get by.
Low and inside, ball 4. Strawberry walks. The 2nd inning in a row where Tommy Green has walked the leadoff man. Got away with it last inning, even though Candiotti, who was the leadoff man, wound up at 3rd base. Johnny Padres looks on. Dennis Menke, the hitting coach. Here is Karros, called out on strikes to end the 1st inning. Phillies kind of took advantage of Karros last night, hitting a lot of balls off his glove.
Yeah, they were kangarooing to him down there last night for some reason. Some bad hops. He was misplaying balls. He's pretty good first baseman, though. He's very good on balls in the dirt. Helps his infielders a lot. And, you know, the Dodgers have some guys that will throw them in the dirt. Not as many this year as they did last year, though.
Yeah, they led all of baseball last year in committing errors. The Dodgers, 174 errors, and 116 of them were by the infield. 1 ball, 1 strike on Karros. Phillies infield is set to pull a double play here. You got a chance because Karros is not a speedy runner.
See, Kruk comes up at first base. There's Steve Wilson coming in from the bullpen, so it appears Candiotti's finished for the afternoon. Whether he hits or not in this inning, whether they hit for him or not.
Karros got a pitch up he liked and didn't get it. That's a little surprising that Candiotti would leave after just 3 innings. He did make a lot of pitches, but knuckleballers very rarely get tired.
Well, normally when you normally see the guy come in from the bullpen. I mean, we're just surmising that he's finished, but normally that's what happens.
Strike 3 called. Karros not happy. That's the 2nd time he's been called out on strikes.
Tommy Green's starting to throw a little bit harder now in this inning. He had a good fastball now to the last 2 batters. Karros thought it was outside. Harry Wendelstedt says it got the corner.
That looked like a strike. Here's Wallach, homered last night. Hit a fly ball into shallow center today, caught by Dykstra. And the Phillies still in double play depth.
Get a 5-1 lead now the way that Tommy Green has. I think Darren Dalton's calling more fastballs. You know, challenge some hitters, help Tommy Green establish that pitch, and then they can start mixing them up. I mean, he is a power pitcher. This guy is not a breaking ball pitcher.
Over for a strike, and it's 1-1 on Wallach. Wallach doesn't have the bat speed that he once did. He's coming off 2 off years. At one time, he was one of the real run producers in the National League, but you wonder whether Wallach can put it all back together again. Foul down the right side. 1-2 the count on Wallach. He's done some damage to the Phillies over the years. He has a .262 lifetime average against the Phillies. Tommy Green healthy again this year. Last year, of course, he was sidelined, didn't even face the Dodgers. Inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Wallach.
Wallach is a hitter that if you're going to come inside him, you want to stay above his hands. He's very dangerous out over the plate still at this point in his career when the ball is up. If you go away from him, you want to stay down. Like that.
Look out. Third base coach Joey Amalfitano started running when he saw that bat flying at him. So that's the 4th strikeout for Tommy. Joey gets the bat. 2 outs in the inning.
And that was a really good pitch at Tommy Green. Remember, I just said you want to stay away from him and down. Breaking ball down and away is no chance on that.
Now here's Mike Piazza. He was thrown out on a fine play by Morandini, who ranged far to his right back of second base to pick up a ball that Piazza bid to get through the middle.
Really like the way Piazza holds his hands. For a young hitter, he has his hands cocked in a nice position, and he uses his hands a lot, and he's quick. Now, Tommy Green just threw him a very good breaking ball there and fooled him because he was swinging fastball. But at this point, he looks like a nice young hitter.
It's amazing how many rookies of the year the Dodgers have had. That seems to be something that they've specialized in over the years, and they might have another one on their hands. They had one last year in Karros, and it could be Piazza this time. He'll certainly be in the race. Ball and a strike on Mike, whose father is once again here at the game today. I don't think he's ever missed a Dodger game in Philadelphia, even before Mike was on the team. He and Tommy are such good friends.
What a thrill it has to be for Vince Piazza to be able to be here and watch his son play at Veterans Stadium.
Yeah, really. Here's a fellow who is from Norristown and has been very successful in the business world, but this is something that guys just dream about, to have your son in a big league uniform. Oh, that's 3 balls and a strike on Mike.
Some other guys having great years and rookie years. J.T. Snow traded over to California out of the Yankee system, son of Jack Snow, and Mike Lansing, who played a Double-A last year, really tearing it up for Montreal.
That's ball 4. Piazza draws a walk. The Dodgers have 2 on with 2 outs. And Offerman will be the batter. I think Lansing's the most interesting story of all of them because he just made the team as a reserve infielder and wound up playing only because Delano DeShields had the chicken pox, but he had such a hot bat while he was playing second base. They moved him to third base when Delano came back, and he's still hitting.
Yeah, and it made him, they moved Archie Cianfrocco, sent him to the minor leagues because Lansing's playing third now.
The Dodgers send Dave Hansen to the on-deck circle to bat for Candiotti as Offerman comes up. Fergosi's team leads it 5-1.
Fergosi knows he has a struggling pitcher out there right now, and Tommy Green as we look at Hansen. But still throwing well enough that he should be able to continue.
Let's pause here for station identification on the Phillies television network.
You're watching Phillies baseball on WPHL-TV, Philadelphia.
Offerman fouls it off. Ball and a strike on him. He grounded out to Kruk the first time up there. He was not in the Dodgers starting lineup last night. Notice the 52 on his sleeve. All of the Dodgers are wearing the number of Tim Cruz. The Cleveland Indians pitcher who was killed in the boating accident this spring. Of course, Cruz was on the Dodgers last year.
Saw a lot of Tim Cruz over the years in a Dodgers uniform.
Two balls and one strike.
Tommy Green's biggest problem today is his location. He normally is very, very sharp. He's a little bit like Terry Mulholland was the other night, and that he doesn't have the location that he wants, and he has to battle it.
Down the left field line and out of play. By and large, Wheels, the Phillies have found a way to win this year when they haven't had great starts, and they've found a way to get just enough hitting when their pitchers have been on.
Well, right. That's why they're a winning team. I think one of the things, having the experienced catcher that Darren Daulton is right now, and he can help a pitcher through situations when he doesn't have great stuff or great location. And I think Darren's being tested a little bit today with Tommy Green.
In the air to shallow left. Incaviglia coming hard. He's there. Makes the play. And the Dodgers go down. No runs, no hits. They leave two. The Phillies are ahead 5-1.
Kelly's decided to move out.
I guess this is au revoir. Mom, Adidas.
My baby's gone. Hold me.
I didn't hold you when we conceived her. Why would I start now? And Al's taking it hard.
I know what's going on. I'm so upset I can hardly eat this sandwich.
On the next Married with Children.
Tomorrow at 6:30 on PHL 17.
Upon completing the rear axle assembly, C diagrams have used a 9-inch gripping wrench. Tighten the C diagrams have secured the frame extenders to the housing mount. Congratulations, you built a tricycle. While the simplest things can be made complex, the challenge is making the complex simple. But that's what we do at Bell Atlantic Mobile, with straight answers, clear explanations, and with no assembly required. Bell Atlantic Mobile, advanced technology and people who make it mean something.
Just 2 games left in the homestand tomorrow night and Tuesday afternoon, both against the Giants. Here's the number to call for your tickets, 463-1000. You'll want to come out here and see the red-hot Phillies against the San Francisco Giants, who have also made a lot of headway in the NL West. Right now, the San Francisco Giants are trailing both Houston and Atlanta, but just by 1 game. They are in 3rd place in the NL West. The Giants are 10-8. New pitcher for San Francisco, or for the Dodgers, I should say. Steve Wilson, the left-hander, comes on to pitch now for L.A. as Candiati, the starter, goes just 3 innings today. The Phillies get 5 runs, 5 hits, 4 walks. He had 3 strikeouts. And here's Wilson, who's going to pitch from the stretch. Wilson making his 9th appearance of the year. He leads all the Dodgers in appearances. Until the Dodgers came into town, he was the only left-hander that they had on their staff. They since added a young man named Omar Dahl, who got into 1 game here on Friday night. Lenny got a hit his last time up, breaking an 0 for 13. He hit it sharply off Wallach's glove at 3rd base. Breaking ball. It's amazing that Lenny almost got picked on that one, too, didn't he?
He almost did. Wallach almost made a great play on him. Dykstra knows that Wilson made him pull off that time. Lenny is hanging in there pretty well against left-handers the last couple years since he's gotten a chance to play against them. That time, that sweeping breaking ball had him bailing out a little bit.
It's got to be a tough adjustment. You're facing a knuckleballer for 3 innings. Your entire thinking is adjusted to that. And now you're facing a different kind of a pitcher. Nubber to the mound. Wilson's throw is high, safe at first. A terrible throw by Wilson. He just lobbed it over there. Lenny is safe.
Wilson just made one of those cool plays, and he got nailed with it. And then he looked down at the mound as if he slipped, and he didn't. You know, that's one of those ones when you make a play like that, you might as well just walk back to the mound, not look down.
Look at that bar of soap right there. Karras does the only thing he can do, but Lenny is clearly safe.
Watching that replay may owe him an apology. He might have slipped. Didn't look like it to the naked eye, but on that replay, he might have slipped. It looked like he just took and kind of cooled it over there, but you know, you wonder why he would have done that.
Morandini, the hitter. Mickey is 1 for 2, stolen base and run scored. Phillies are ahead 5-1 in the 4th. There goes Lenny. He will steal without a throw. Stolen base for Dykstra, his 8th.
Wilson, he stole that base on Wilson. Piazza did the right thing and just held the ball. Lenny Dykstra gets a great jump on Wilson and just steals it easily. Peronowski's going to come out and talk to Wilson. Look at this jump. Lenny Dykstra reads him perfectly. As soon as his leg moved, Lenny knew he was going towards home plate, or felt that he was, and he took off. Right there. No throw.
The stolen base leaders are Eric Young and Alex Cole. They each have 9. Lenny now with 8.
There's Pedro Martinez, who was warming up last night.
Younger brother of Ramon, yes. 1-0 the count on Morandini. Two balls and no strikes. Wallach, even though there's a runner at third, Wallach is thinking that Morandini might bunt, and he's well up ahead of the base.
The reason for that is, Andy, he thinks that Morandini might figure it's easier for him to bunt the runner over than try to pull a left-hander. So that's why he has to stay up.
That leaves a lot of responsibility in his hands because he's worried about the runner coming over there, too. Meantime, Wilson falls behind 3-0. Wilson hails from Victoria, British Columbia. He's 2-4 lifetime against the Phillies. He was tremendous for the Dodgers 2 years ago when they first got him. Didn't have a particularly good year last year. Strike called.
Morandini ahead in the count is going to look for something to try and pull it. He's gotten better at this. It's still a hard thing for him to do because he's not necessarily a pull hitter.
Ball 4. Morandini is aboard. That's the 5th walk surrendered by Dodger pitching, and the ex-Dodger pitcher, Tommy Lasorda, once a minor league pitcher, a little unhappy with the whole thing today. Talks it over with Joe Ferguson, his dugout coach. Now they've got a pitch to John Kruk with 2 on and nobody out. Kruk today has walked and grounded out, scoring 1 run. Phillies have a 5-1 lead as they attempt to sweep the Dodgers.
They have that Omar Dahl, who you were talking about, up throwing in the bullpen now. What Lasorda is trying to do here, Andy, is get himself set that if when Hollins comes up there, you look at Dahl, he could bring the right-hander Martinez in because you'd rather Hollins hit left-handed. Then he would have the left-hander ready for Dalton. He knows that this game is very close to getting out of hand for his ball club if the Phillies get more in this inning. That's why he might manage that way.
Swing and a miss. You don't often see a Dodger, or any manager for that matter, make that many moves in the 4th inning of a game, and it will really leave him short later in the ball game. That's Jim Gott. He's the closer, and to show you the way the Dodgers have been going, they don't get him in many ball games.
Well, they're going to have to double switch at some point too if they keep making pitching changes in this inning.
Kruk is getting a steady diet of breaking pitches.
He could do it for one pitcher like Wilson and then hit for him if he didn't get in trouble. But if you start making more pitching changes after this, he's going to have to, maybe take Offerman out or somebody in the lineup.
Yeah, Offerman's the vulnerable one because he batted last, and they've got Sharperson to play shortstop. He was the starting shortstop here last night. Off the corner, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Kruk.
Look at Wilson looking at Harry Wendelstedt. Wanted to know, where was that?
Well, Wilson doesn't have a history of issuing too many walks. He's a pretty good control pitcher.
Tommy Lasorda had a long year last year, and it's starting out that way again.
Some people believe this might be his last year with the Dodgers.
Yeah, there's another one like last year it could be.
Fouled away by Kruk, 2-2.
Not because they fire him or anything. It's just because he'd figure, well, I've had enough of this.
That brings up an interesting point, Wheels. Who was the last Dodger manager to be fired?
Oof. Charlie Dressen, I'll say.
That's it. 1953.
Right before Alston.
Called third strike. Wilson gets a strikeout and gets the first out of the inning. So Kruk is down and Hollins will bat. You think they're going to make a change here?
He may have kept himself in the game by getting Kruk out.
Hollins has walked both times he's been up there today. Hollins as a right-handed batter, 370. From the left side, 194. So you can see why they'd rather have him on the other side. And Hollins has scored 2 runs. First and second, 1 out for the Phillies, who lead 5-1. Fly ball should be caught. Offerman backing off. It stays in play. The bases are loaded as Offerman failed to catch it.
Nice by Rapuano. I was watching Rapuano all the way to second base umpire to see if he'd ever go with the infield fly rule. And, of course, he didn't, because that was never a routine play at any time. Tommy Lasorda out there upset about his defense again, because that ball should have been caught, obviously. Nice going by the second base umpire, though, not to put that right arm up. See, right here, Offerman's never under control on this ball where the umpire will go up with the right hand and call the infield fly rule, because he was backpedaling and in trouble the whole time.
Yeah, in that rule, there's the word routine, I believe, isn't there? And you're right, that was far from routine. It's an error charged to Offerman, and they are loaded for Dalton. It's the second time Dutch has hit today with the bases jammed. Ground ball, foul ball, strike 1 on Dalton. He drew a walk with the bases loaded to get an RBI in the first, and he flied out to right field as a batter in the third. Every time he's been up there today, there have been men on base.
Dodgers committed some errors last night that hurt them, and now 2 in this inning with the potential to put them out of the ballgame.
And even though their defense has been improved this year, you can see that they still have the potential to hurt themselves defensively. Strike on Dalton.
Now, he could think about a right-hander for Incaviglia and double switch with Offerman now, especially since he made that misplay.
He missed that double switch by 1 play, Wheels.
Right, if he gets Dalton out here.
He should have had Offerman out before the last pop-up. No balls and 2 strikes on Darren. There's a ball dropped by Piazza, but it doesn't go very far. Dykstra has to hold tight. Piazza's had his hands full today, first catching a knuckleballer and now having to worry about a runner on third again.
He's had a long day already, has Piazza. That ball in the dirt, pretty good play. It bounces away and it hit Wendelstedt. The Phillies would have had a run.
That was a break for them. It hit the umpire right in the mask.
That's why Dykstra was coming down the line so far. There's his father, Vince.
Big rip by Darren, but no contact, and a second strikeout for Wilson.
Comes Baranowski.
Yeah, he makes the changes these days. Tommy doesn't come out to do that any longer, and it's going to be a double change as he checks with Wendelstedt before going to the mound. So that means that Wilson stays in for just 2/3 of an inning.
Darren Dalton really got a rip at this. It was a curveball, and he had a good swing at it, but he just swung over top of it. That's a ball that he knows he should have hit just over top and missed it. They're going to bring Lenny Harrison to play shortstop, bat him 9th, and then put probably Pedro Martinez, the right-hander, in the 8-hole.
Pitching change at Veterans Stadium. 5-1 Phillies in the 4th. We'll be right back.
There's a new feeling sweeping the state. Peace of mind. Because now people who couldn't afford health coverage can get special care from Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
It's the most affordable coverage available to families and individuals who earn too much for Medicaid but can't afford coverage on their own. If you're uninsured, your peace of mind is just a phone call away. Call 1-800-248-5200.
Seven big games are coming up. First, the Expos. Thursday, May 20th. Friday, May 21st. Instant vacation night, Saturday, May 22nd. And Sunday afternoon, May 23rd, when all kids 14 and under get a free equipment bag. Then it's the Mets. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, May 24th, 25th, and 26th, all at 7:35. Call 463-1000.
Right-hander Pedro Martinez comes on to do the pitching for the Dodgers. He's 0-1 this year, a 6.14 earned run average. He's only been in 4 games, all of them in relief. He's pitched just a total of 7 1/3 innings, during which he's given 5 runs on 6 hits. Hitters are hitting .240 off Pedro, the younger brother of Ramon, who was the Dodger starter here on Friday night.
About 5 inches shorter than his older brother, Ramon.
They say, Wills, though, that he's got a changeup similar to Ramon's.
He does. I saw him pitch a game during spring training. I think it was on TBS or something like that in one of those exhibition games, and he has a good changeup. And it looks just like the same circle change that his brother throws.
The new shortstop is Lenny Harris. It's 5-1 Phillies, and we've got the roving band here at the ballpark today entertaining. Those guys are great.
Yep, they're here on Sundays. Those old unis. Looks like the 50s.
Is Whitey in one of them? Incaviglia, 3 runs batted in today, 5 in the series for Inky, who hit a 2-run home run last time up. Pedro loosens him up.
Yeah, and Incaviglia gives him a little look. See what Incaviglia's done the last 2 games. I mean, he's faced Candiotti the first 2 times today. This guy looks like he's throwing 100 miles an hour to him.
Inky likes the fastball. He likes a high fastball. Pedro put that one right by him, 1-1.
It's good velocity.
I think that's harder than his brother threw on Friday night.
His brother, when he first came up, until they pitched him so many innings, and he might be worn out a little bit at a young age, really threw hard.
Inside, 2 balls and a strike.
So far, all fastballs from Pedro Martinez.
There has not been a hit in the inning yet by the Phillies, who have the bases loaded. A walk and 2 errors have put them on.
Well, he almost balked them.
Pedro's only 21 years of age. He was named the Sporting News Minor League Player of the Year in 1991. Made a couple of stops in the Dodger system that year, but he was a combined 18-8. Last year he had 2 bad shoulders. Fortunately for him, the left shoulder was the worst of the 2, and that required surgery in October.
Harry Wendell's checking that mask of his to make sure it's okay. He really got jarred on that foul tip. See, he's still working on it.
Inky gets time. Struck him out on a high fastball. Martinez gets his first strikeout. Phillies lead him loaded. No runs, no hits, 2 errors, and 3 left. And after 4, it's 5-1 Phillies.
While you're enjoying some of the comforts of home, remember, your home can give you lots of other comforts. Like a way to consolidate all your bills and loans. Mellon PSFS Home Equity Loans. While you're enjoying some of the comforts of home, remember, your home can give you lots of other comforts. Like a college education. Mellon PSFS Home Equity Loans.
There's a new feeling sweeping the state, peace of mind. Because now people who couldn't afford health coverage can get special care from Blue Cross and Blue Shield. It's the most affordable coverage available to families and individuals who earn too much for Medicaid but can't afford coverage on their own. If you're uninsured, your peace of mind is just a phone call away. Call 1-800-248-5200.
There was one thing about Bud that we kept hearing over and over.
Now that's fresh beer. Huh? Okay, let's say this is the original Budweiser brewery in St. Louis. There's another one in Texas.
And 2 more in Florida.
New York, California, New Jersey.
Over a dozen of them.
So Budweiser doesn't have to truck their beer clean across the country.
So you know it's fresh.
Right.
Is that my beer in New Jersey?
Here's how they scored. Darryl Strawberry singled in a run for the Dodgers in the first. Phillies came right back. Dalton got a bases-loaded walk. Incaviglia on a fielder's choice, and Eisenreich with an infield single. And then in the third inning, Incaviglia with his 353-foot home run to left field. 5-1 Phillies. This is Lenny Harris batting for the first time. Harris has not hit much this year. Harris just batting at 100, 1 hit and 10 at-bats. Came in under a double switch in the top half of the inning, or the bottom half of last inning.
Tommy Green needs to get the leadoff man out. The leadoff man's gotten on 3 out of 4 innings, and when the leadoff man gets on with Tommy, he has a tendency to slow up a little bit.
2 balls and a strike on Lenny Harris.
He pitches his best games when he's in a good rhythm and working quickly, and today he's not.
Well, I think every pitcher's a whole lot better when they get that first out of the inning. There's a bouncing ball to Morandini. That should do it. Mickey makes the throw, and Harris is out, 1 down. Back to the top of the lineup, and always a tough out, Brett Butler. Today he has singled and sacrificed. They gave him a sacrifice on a bunt where he was clearly trying to get a hit. But there were no outs at the time, so he was not charged with the at-bat. That makes him 1 for 1 today. Butler in the series 4 for 8. Sun has disappeared at the moment here at Veterans Stadium, but it's a great day for a ball game. Maybe the finest day weather-wise we've had here at Veterans Stadium in the '93 season. Strike.
Best day we've seen since we left Florida.
Well, that's right. Chicago you don't even think about that.
Oh.
In Houston, of course, we played indoors.
In Oklahoma City, it was brutal 3 weeks ago today.
We got a big crowd here today. It'll be interesting to hear the total tickets sold today. In the air to left center, playing him right defensively. Dykstra's already there. Lenny shaded over that way. It was an easy catch for him under that defense. 2 outs. Now Tommy will go to work on Jody Reed. He has taken care of Jody today on a strikeout and a ground ball to short. 0 for 2 is Reed. Jody in his American League career specialized in getting 2 base hits. Has 2 so far in the National League.
We haven't seen that in him yet either, because he must be a heck of a gaps hitter to get that many doubles. You're not going to pull everything or flare him down the first baseline. So doubles hitters are alleys hitters, and so far he hasn't been able to do much of that, at least against the Phillies in this series.
The Dodgers have a guy on their bench who has done considerable damage to the Phillies over the years hitting balls like that. And I'm talking about Mitch Webster, who is now primarily a pinch hitter. Here's a ball that Morandini will play into the third out. And the Dodgers go 1-2-3. We move to the bottom half of the fifth. Phillies on top 5-1.
How much would you like to spend on a new car? Well, what would you like on it? Well, guess what? You're out of luck. But you can come close at your Oldsmobile dealers, where you can now get a Cutlass Sierra with a V6, Air, Cruise, Tilt, and more for just $13,995. So hurry on in. It's your money.
Iron Mike on rust.
I hate rust.
Iron Mike on tough.
This is tough. Rust tough. This is rust. Oleum? The dictionary defines tough as strong, not easily influenced. Like me. The definition of oleum is... We sprayed this rusty metal plate with fast-drying rust tough, exposed the rusted metal, then placed it in the torture salt fog chamber. The rust didn't spread. It stayed tough. You want tough? What do you want? Oleum. Got rust? Get tough. Rust tough.
My Uncle Ernie loves the Phillies, but he's such a lousy driver, he can never make it to the vet to see him play. He even got his insurance canceled trying. So to get Uncle Ernie off the road and into Veterans Stadium, we got him Prism.
Kruk, Dykstra, Dalton, the Phillies are gearing up for an exciting season, and Prism has 45 games from Veterans Stadium. To order Prism, dial 1-800-CABLE-ME. Call now and get installation for only $4.95 or a free upgrade.
I can't believe Uncle Ernie makes his living as a driving instructor.
Today's Phillies game on PHL 17 is brought to you in part by Budweiser, the king of beers, who remind you friends know when to say when. By Lexus, the relentless pursuit of perfection. And by AT&T, the best in the business. We go to the bottom of the fifth. The Phillies are ahead 5-1. Leadoff hitter Jim Eisenreich, he's 2 for 2 today, a pair of singles, one of which drove in a run. Now facing a right-hander, Pedro Martinez. Pedro is a relief pitcher in this case. He wants to be a starter, and so he has not gone to that pitching out of the stretch as so many relievers have.
Oh, there's that changeup. What great arm speed he had with that. You see Eisenreich get way out in front of him.
Eisenreich up to 250 at this point. Started the ball game at 143. His average is, very volatile now because he hasn't had that many at-bats. 1-2 on Jim. Fine defensive outfielder and a very good fundamental player all the way around.
Just a real good guy on the ball club, too.
Called out on strikes. Pedro gets his second strikeout.
Well, he put that changeup in Eisenreich's mind, and then Eisenreich had some fastballs go by him.
Checking out the scores today, the Cardinals up on Atlanta today after getting walloped last night. Padres leading in the final game of their road trip. Duncan hits it a ton to center field, charged by Butler, knew he couldn't get it, base hit. Butler had that decision to make. Do I come and let it get by me, or do I take it for a single? And he made the right choice.
Could be a bunt situation now for Tommy Green. He's going to take a look down at Larry Baugh. Even though Green's a good hitter, I think they'd be adverse to bunting him here and moving Duncan into scoring position for Dykstra. And Lenny would like nothing more than to knock in a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, I think that's the play. And also, when you get toward the middle of a ball game, you don't mind keeping pitcher off the bases, too, especially when he has a lead in the ball game. It's not like you're really desperate for runs. Tommy is going to bunt. He has not sacrificed so far this year. Larry Boa had another function for the Phillies today. He served as the batting practice pitcher to the A lineup because he throws a knuckleball.
Not a bad one. Best one in the organization is Del Unsers.
Tommy takes a swing, sends a fly ball to left field, but Davis is going to play it. Took the bunt off. That's why Tommy had a good long look. Duncan back to first, 2 outs.
Yeah, they did a little run and hit that time, let Duncan go. Tommy Green might have had the option there whether to bunt if the fielder stayed back and didn't charge as fast, or to come, if they came busting in, he got a swing, which he did.
Pirates leading Houston in the 6th inning. San Francisco will be in here next. They're on a 1-1 tie with those Expos who've won 6 in a row and no score yet out in Denver.
And the Expos are on their way to San Diego to play.
Dykstra has grounded out, singled, and reached on an error, making him 1 for 3. He also stole a base today. I asked Lenny before the game, when he was 0 for 12 coming into the ball game, how many of those 12 he hit hard. And in his recollection, it was about 9. He really has been hitting the ball right at people.
And the one ball he hit hard today, he did get a hit out of it.
Yeah, that was the one off Wallach's glove. And that was nearly caught. Wallach had it in the pocket, fell down, and the ball slipped out.
Dykstra just nodding. Ooh, that's a pretty good pitch right there. Lenny's one of those guys who, when a guy throws him a good pitch, you'll see him nod and even read his lips sometimes, say good pitch.
Trying to get Duncan. That looks like a pretty good move, Wills.
He's got quick feet, that's for sure.
Wow, he did turn in a hurry. Pedro Martinez. It's a strike. The Dodgers brought up another Pedro last year who dazzled the Phillies, Pedro Astacio, who pitched a shutout against the Phillies in his major league debut in Los Angeles July 3rd last year, a 3-hit shutout.
And he guessed wrong that time, and you could see him berating himself at home plate. He thought he was going to get a change up there, and he's probably sitting on it, and Martinez threw him a fastball right down the middle.
When he hits often with 2 strikes, it's 1-2 with the count. That's low, 2-2.
Don't see that many right-handers have great change-ups. You see it more with left-handed pitchers. And the Martinez brothers have great change-ups.
Is there a reason for that, Wheels?
I think the left-hander's change-up will go down and away a lot more naturally. You know, the motion that they a lot of them throw that circle change. It goes, their ball moves down and away anyway, then they throw the circle change, and it's a very effective pitch for them. Just don't see many right-handers come up with straight changes. Good ones, real good ones like you do left-handers. Andy Messersmith, probably one of the best ever seen from the right side.
Boy, he turns and fires. He throws hard, and you're right, he's got quick feet.
Well, they've got him with that stiff front leg a la Jim Cott holding runners on. See, off the stiff front leg, and then he fires and throws over there. He must have had trouble holding runners on at some point. You see the way he sets with that front leg.
Right in on Lenny. Almost hit him. 2-2 the count. They teach a lot of pitchers to hold a runner that way. And it's not a bad idea. Pedro Martinez would eventually like to join the Dodgers starting rotation, and I'm sure that someday he will. The 2 Dodger starters that the Phillies have not seen in this series are Astacio and Orel Hershiser. Duncan is off the cutout. Just outside. It's a full count on Lenny, so Duncan will be off here. And you'll have to make sure that he doesn't leave early.
He's throwing Dykstra his whole repertoire there. He threw him a breaking ball that time. He hasn't thrown a whole lot of breaking balls, as Lasorda looks on. Mostly fastball changeup. That was a real quick slider he just threw.
Carroll backs off Duncan. And Lenny rips it, but foul down the right side. He was right on that pitch. Another ball hit hard by Dykstra. First baseman Karros is playing on until slightly before the pitch is released, and then he backs off. Lenny pop up down the left field line. Wallach digging. Davis over. Nobody can get there. It landed in an area where it could be caught, but it wasn't high enough for anybody to have time to get there. Pedro is the third Dodger pitcher today. Their starter, Candiotti, went just 3 innings. Steve Wilson for 2/3 of an inning. Phillies are on top 5-1 in the 5th. The Phillies have had base runners in every inning of this game. The 4th inning was the only inning in which they did not have at least one hit. Fouled away again by Lenny. Most hitters think, Wheels, if they foul off a number of pitches, that eventually they'll get the pitcher in a spot where he has to make a mistake. I mean, they can't keep putting the ball in the same spot time after time.
Right. They also get to see him enough, too. They can time the velocity a little bit better and hope the guy doesn't make a good pitch with, say, a trick pitch, a breaking ball. Not a trick pitch isn't a breaking ball, or with a change-up or something like that.
Duncan goes again, and this is outside, ball 4. Lenny, who leads the league in walks, just drew number 18.
And he gave him a good at-bat there, and Martinez throwing some really good pitches.
The Phillies as a team lead the league in walks. They've had 6 today. First and second, 2 out for Morandini. Mickey has singled, fouled out to left field, and walked. Mickey batting .250. Have to remember, it hasn't even been a year now that Morandini has had this new hitting style. He's really taken to it. Choking up on a thicker handle bat, and there's the result. A fly ball to left field, carrying pretty well, but Davis is there. Morandini flies out, and the Phillies are retired in the 5th. No runs, 1 hit, they leave 2, but after 5, it's 5-1 Phillies.
Budweiser, king of beers.
Introducing the new Q.
Introducing the new Q.
The new Q45.
Let me know when you're ready.
We're rolling.
Yo, what?
Sunday afternoon, May 9th, 1:35, the Phillies tangle with the Cardinals, and women 15 and over take home a good-looking umbrella free, courtesy of MAD Paints. Good fun, great baseball, free gift. Sunday, May 9th. Reserve your tickets now. Call 463-1000.
Save 20 to 60% at Silo's Inventory Blowout. Save on TVs, VCRs, camcorders, appliances, computers, and more. Hurry, save 20 to 60% now at Silo.
You're watching Philadelphia's movie station, PHL 17.
After the Phillies' West Coast trip, they'll be back here on Friday, the 7th of May, a series starting against the St. Louis Cardinals. And it's a 1:35 game on Sunday, Umbrella Day. Following that, the Pirates come in for the first time. 3 night games, all at 7:35. And here's the number for your tickets, 463-1000. You can also stop by any one of the local Ticketmaster outlets. Phoebe is with the Fanatic today. It's the Fanatic's birthday. And his mom, Phoebe, celebrating with her son. And a good time was had by all. Big Western show prior to the game today. It was terrific. And there's a little Fanatic. Little tiny Fanatic where it can't be picked up right now. Sixth inning, Eric Davis leads it off. Dodgers have to be concerned with Davis. Here's a guy who has been in and out of the lineup so many times with injuries, but this year he's been healthy. However, he has only one extra base hit in 70 at-bats, a double.
I thought Hank Aaron made a great point when he was on here last night about how low he keeps his hands, and the older you get, the tougher it is to keep your hands that low and still hit, because it's tough to get the bat into the hitting zone when your hands are that low, because you have to lift them and then fire. He was saying that he thinks a player like Davis is going to have to get his hands up sooner or later. And if Hank Aaron said it, good enough for me.
Must be so. Hank told Richie on a pregame radio show last night that the one big change he made over the course of his career was to really learn the strike zone. And when he stopped swinging at bad pitches, stopped swinging at pitchers' pitches, he was a good hitter. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's a pop-up that should be caught. Kruk puts the glasses down. Morandini calls him off. They're in trouble, but Mickey stays with it.
Kruk lost that one. Morandini didn't know it, and then all of a sudden realized that Kruk was not going to be able to get to it. Good job by Morandini to catch that ball. You can see right here, see Kruk right there. At this point, he can't get it. And now Morandini, now he realizes it's his all the way. And makes a good play. Mickey's very good on pop-ups.
John Kruk, a lot of trouble on that, and a good play by Morandini. Now Strawberry is up there. Strawberry has singled to drive in the only Dodger run, and he's also walked. Strawberry out of the lineup last night with a stiff back. He had back surgery for a misplaced disc last year. Ball and a strike on Strawman. Have to think back and remember the Dodgers led this game 1-0 after a half inning today.
Phillies have been behind in a number of games this year and still managed to win them.
Foul ball. Well, they never give up. They were down the other night 2-0 in the 9th inning, and everybody expected to see them come back and win.
I think the main reason is their pitching, because even though they get down a little bit, they don't get way down. And their pitching keeps them in enough ball games where they're able to score some runs and win them.
Well, I think it can truly be said that the Phillies have been in every game this year. There's not one of them where they didn't have a chance to win it.
Seems funny to sit up here and talking about the Phillies pitching in those kind of terms.
Way in front of that one.
That got a camera.
That's tough for a left-handed batter to hit one over to that camera area.
Mike Miller down there running the camera today. I don't know whether it got his or not, but it nailed something in that area. It's a Fanavision camera.
2-2 count on Strawberry. Into shallow right. It stays in the air for Eisenreich to make the play.
He's a glider out there, Jim Eisenreich. He gets a good jump on the ball almost every time. That ball had a lot of top spin on it, the kind where a Strawberry takes a big swing, the outfielder breaks back, and then it's too late. He saw it immediately. He catches it easily. He's really a good outfielder. Phillies had a lot of balls like that drop in the outfield last year.
Here's Eric Karros at the plate. He struck out twice today. Both were called third strikes. Ball 1. Karros, the Dodger leader in runs batted in, with a dozen. Foul ball, sharply hit, but foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Karros, another in the Dodger long list of rookies of the year. They've had 12 players in their system win that award over the years. Strike, it's 2-2.
I think Karros thinks that Harry Wendelstedt's giving too much of that outside part of the plate. He's been getting rung up on it all day.
Got him.
So he's going to chase one finally.
Strikeout number 5, and Green has not given up a hit since the first inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 5-1 Phillies.
it's pretty safe to say that nobody's going to award us the Nobel Prize for designing a filtering system for Sunoco gasoline. But what this filter does is keep the tiny particles that can find their way into gasoline from finding their way into your engine. We've been told we're a tad on the obsessive side. Tell that to the guy on the side of the road with a clogged fuel line.
For all the thousands of words already written about the revolutionary Dodge Intrepid, Automobile Magazine managed to sum it up in just 4. Intrepid. This changes everything.
What could a minute cost if your 800 service goes down? If you're a player on Wall Street, $910,000. But with us, you're always in the game. Introducing the AT&T 800 service Never Miss a Call guarantee. Now if there's a problem, we can reroute your calls in less than a second. Sign up for the Never Miss a Call guarantee. It's the #1 reason AT&T 800 service is always the smartest play. AT&T, the best in the business. Guaranteed.
Today's Phillies game on PHL 17 is brought to you in part by your local Dodge dealers. Come in today because we know how to help. Nationwide Insurance. Nationwide is on your side. Your nationwide agent in Hatboro is James Curran. And by your local Hyundai dealer. Hyundai, cars that make sense. Here at Veterans Stadium. Beautiful day for a ball game here and a huge crowd on hand, probably the second largest of the season, second only to opening day. And they're watching the Phillies lead 5-1, bottom of the 6th. John Kruk, the leadoff hitter. Kruk is 0 for 2, and he's walked and scored. Facing Pedro Martinez for the first time. Pedro has faced 6 of the 9 hitters in the lineup, so he'll complete the lineup this inning.
And this will be his last inning because he's due to bat in the 7th.
2 balls and no strikes on John. He'll be followed by Hollins and Dalton. It's a tough threesome for a young pitcher to face. Misses outside again and falls behind Kruk 3-0.
You can tell he's wild. I mean, coming into the game, he had 6 walks and 5 strikeouts into this ball game. But he looks like he has really good stuff. I guess they're just kind of bringing him along slowly.
High ball 4, and Kruk, who has walked in 6 straight games, walks for the 2nd time today.
Second walk issued by Martinez. And that appears to be his problem area right now, is his control.
Here's Hollins. He's drawn 2 walks today, so officially Hollins is 0 for 1, but he's been on base every time because even the time that he was out, so to speak, he reached on an error by the shortstop Offerman, who dropped a pop-up. Hollins has scored twice today. The Dodger infield looks for a double play. And they might have one. There's 1 out. And that's all. Hollins safe at first.
Little things. But you see the way the Phillies runners go into second base in this early part of the season. I mean, they're playing a total game right now. It's one of those little overlooked things sometimes. But Dalton did it earlier, even though it wasn't necessarily a double play ball. Look at Kruk. He makes sure that there's no way Lenny Harris is going to relay this. And Harris was thinking about throwing that. And Kruk got him to move enough, and then Harris said, well, I don't have a play anyway. I'm going to hold on to it.
Now the hitter is Dalton. That's a kind of a gray area for a base runner. He has to slide toward the base, but of course, which side you slide on is up to you, trying to go on after the fielder.
Well, normally, you know, the shortstops, if he's going to make the double play, you're going to go after him by sliding to the outfield side because he's going to flash across.
But the point is you can't go too far out there. You know, you can be called for that.
Allegedly, you're supposed to be able to reach the bag with your hand. And if you can reach it with your hand, then you're not out of the baseline. Right. It's not an interference double play.
And Kruk clearly did that.
Oh, yeah, that's a real judgment call.
Dalton is 0 for 2 today. He has also walked with the bases loaded, picking up a run down to them.
Darren, when he got in a real good groove last year, he hit a lot of balls to left and left center with power and drove them into the gaps. Right now, he's starting to pull almost everything again, and I think when he starts getting to going with his hitting again, you'll see him hit more balls to left and left center.
Darren does say it's important for him to remain aggressive at the plate. There are so many situations early in the year here where pitchers have tried to work around him. And, of course, if they're going to walk you, you have to let them walk you, but still you have to be ready to hit a mistake pitch, too.
Easier said than done.
Really, that's a tricky situation. 3-1 on Darren. Ball 4. He has walked for the second time today. Dahl is warming in the bullpen. The Dodger pitchers have given the Phillies 8 walks this afternoon.
It's one of the reasons why this game has not moved along at a rapid pace today, is both pitchers were in trouble a lot earlier, and there are quite a few walks on the Dodger pitcher side.
Pete Incaviglia, he knocked in 2 last night, has knocked in 3 today. 1 for 3 officially, and that was a 2-run home run in the 3rd. Pedro Martinez really fighting his control now.
Dodgers pitchers have now walked 94 batters. And coming into the game today, the closest to them was 71 by Colorado, an expansion team.
Wow.
So that's, you know, the Dodgers have been a team built for years on good pitching. That's a lot of walks. And it's one of the reasons why they're struggling so much.
Fouled away by Incaviglia. That's a tough thing to stop, too, because everybody knows about the problems with bases on balls. Phillies have led the league in walks here the last couple of years, and it's not like Johnny Padres doesn't try to teach players not to walk them. Double D, Don Drysdale. He was a great Dodger pitcher.
He didn't walk them that much. Don Drysdale was one of the great challenge pitchers of all time.
He was interesting, though. He was saying the other day, you know, he said, an old pitcher told me once, if you're going to miss good. So he would keep batters loose up there by missing inside.
That old pitcher happened to be the barber, Sal Magley. And Sal Magley loved to miss inside.
Not a bad guy to listen to, really.
Well, Drysdale was mean. I mean, he came back from that era where they would just knock guys down. The hitter would get up and dust himself off and go back at him.
Ball and 2 strikes on Incaviglia. Pete has a .395 lifetime average off Dodger pitching. Pedro Martinez gets that one by him.
He has a good fastball.
That's Pedro's 3rd strikeout.
He's blown Incaviglia away twice today. High fastball out over the plate. Throw it right by him.
Eisenreich, and the time he faced Eisenreich in the 5th inning, Jim was called out on strikes. There are 2 outs and 2 Phillies on base. Phillies have left a lot of them on today. 9 so far, with 2 more out there now.
Six hits, 8 walks, and 2 errors. So they've had a lot of base runners.
Been busy. Those Dodger pitchers have been working from the stretch. High bouncer to Jody Reed. He'll make the fielder's choice at second base. And the Phillies have been retired. No runs, no hits. They leave 2. Harry Callis and Rich Ashburn return for the 7th inning with the Phillies up 5-1.
I work Saturdays and Sundays. It's not a job. It's a dedication. I don't think you can teach someone to tune. You just got to practice until it's natural, just like breathing. There seems something mystic about it. So much beauty comes out of music.
Mellon PSFS, you're why we do our very best.
We thought we'd been everywhere, seen everything. We were wrong.
We're back to the bone. We're back to the bone.
These guys were weird, and we liked it. Later, they took us to the Tower of Bud. Brother, tomorrow we ride again.
The new Lexus GS Luxury Performance Sedan. It not only corners better than the BMW 535i, but it rides smoother. Of course, if you still insist on feeling every pebble in the road, be our guest. See the GS at your New Jersey, Delaware, Pennsylvania area Lexus dealer. The price is within reach, too.
April 20, 21, and 22, the Phillies play the Padres, followed by the Dodgers the 23rd and 24th, when fans 14 and under get a free card book, and Sunday, April 25th, for the Fanatic's birthday, when fans 14 and under receive a free baseball cap.
After 6 innings of play at Veterans Stadium, Phil's 5 and the Dodgers 1. Tonight at 7, Bobby is critically wounded in a shootout. Can Reno find the man responsible? Find out on Renegade, only on PHL 17. Tim Wallach leads off for the Dodgers here in the 7th. Phil's lead at 5-1. 1 strike to Wallach. Wallach's fly to center, and he is struck out. Ball on the strike. Kind of a humpback line drive over Hollins. Wallach will hold at first as Incaviglia does a good job getting it back in. It gets through Morandini, but backed up by Kruk.
First Dodger hit since the first inning. Off Tommy Green. Got a little bit off the end of the bat, but pretty solid line drive by Wallach. Kane Callis. Where'd he get that?
I don't know.
Nose. He's a good-looking little guy.
One strike to Piazza. Piazza's grounded sharply to Morandini and walked. Beats a foul at the plate, 0-2. Tommy Green came into this game with opponents hitting 138 against him. Second best in the league, only to Ken Hill of Montreal. Opponents were hitting 136 off Hill. Tommy hasn't hurt that either. Just 3 Dodger hits today. Into right field. Eisenreich can't get it. And the Dodgers have their first 2 men on base here in the 7th.
Scored a base hit. Eisenreich will tell you he should have caught it. He kind of surrounded it a little bit. He started to go back, and now you see him coming in a little. And he just couldn't get it off that turf. Not an easy play. Pretty good outfielder.
Dave Hansen will bat for Pedro Martinez. Hansen, the left-hand hitter. 1 for 6, all of his plate appearances as a pinch hitter. Ball gets right through Darren Dalton. Either it was crossed up or something, but that'll be a pass ball on Dalton.
I have to say he was probably crossed up. That was a fastball, and you know, when you get a runner on second, you'll change the signs sometimes.
They called it a wild pitch, but
they'll change that, I'm sure. It looked like Dutch was sitting there for a slider. David West, Phillies bullpen.
Foul out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike to Hansen. Phil's lead at 5-1. All the runs scoring early. Dodgers got there 1 in the first. Phil's got 3 in the first. Got 2 in the third on a Pete Incaviglia home run. Omar Dowell will be the next pitcher for Los Angeles, the rookie. Lofted foul left field side. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And a happy birthday to Alyssa Bukowski in Cape May Courthouse, New Jersey. Celebrating here at the ballpark.
Ball and 2 strikes to Hansen. Struck him out. Good breaking ball. 6 strikeouts for Tommy Green. 1 down here in the 7th. It'll bring on Lenny Harris. Harris came in as a part of a double switch. This will be his second at bat. He grounded out his first time up. We'll pause for station identification on the Phillies television network.
You're watching Phillies baseball on WPHL TV, Philadelphia.
Dodger runners at second and third with 1 out here in the 7th. Little dribbler. This will score a run. Kruk makes the play unassisted. Wallach comes in to score. It's now a 5-2 game. Give Harris a run batted in. Piazza moves up to third. At this moment, that run is earned if they do indeed score that thing a wild pitch, but had it been a pass ball, it would not be earned. And the batter will be Brett Butler.
I think after they talk to somebody, they'll get it right.
Butler has singled, sacrificed, and flied out. One strike to him. Dallas Green here, scouting for the Mets. Ron Hansen, Dick Gernert.
Only in the 7th inning, and the Dodgers scoring a run, trying to get some more. There are the scouts.
There are the scouts. Sid Thrift is here. The Cubs. You notice who is not here?
Eddie Lyons.
Well, not only Eddie Lyons, but never on Sunday. Tom Ferrick.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Tommy will be sitting there in Havertown watching this.
1 ball and 1 strike. Just misses. 2-1. 2 balls and a strike to Butler.
I was saying the Phillies have really squandered some chances to bust this game wide open. Kind of let the Dodgers hang around.
Bouncing ball to second base, and Green is out of the inning. At this moment, it's an earned run unless the scoring decision is changed on the pass ball wild pitch. But at any rate, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. Stretch time with the vet. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 5-2 Phils.
Is there anybody in the car?
Real heroes.
People don't obey the speed laws, and this is what happens.
Real danger.
Keep them there. Don't move your hands. Drop the gun. Drop the gun.
Real stories.
This ranks as probably one of the worst I've seen in 12 years.
Join the explosive new series that puts you behind the wheel 5 nights a week. Real stories of the Highway Patrol.
Weeknights at 7:30 on PHL 17.
It's spring break. And where is everybody?
In Lake Edna for the Colonel's spring break at KFC.
And you know what spring break means. Now get 12 pieces of the Colonel's great tasting chicken for just $9.99. And while you're at KFC, take a side trip with some delicious new macaroni and cheese. Spring break's almost over, so get to KFC today for
a great deal for everyone. Well, almost everyone.
Stuff for a very smart price of only $239 a month. Ken Sills, modern day genius. The facts speak for themselves at your tri-state Honda dealer. The smart way to go.
Hi, I'm Dick Vermeil with a Blue Cross Blue Shield health tip. What is the recommended daily allowance for sodium? Adults should keep sodium intake between 1,100 to 3,300 milligrams daily, or about 1 to 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Those on a salt-restricted diet may need even less. Check with your doctor.
Bottom of the seventh, Tommy Green has pitched 7 innings, only given up the 4 hits, 6 strikeouts. In Cavilla, home run, and a 2-run homer, and another RBI, 3 RBIs in the day. And Dodger pitchers, a lot of walks for that staff. They usually don't hand out that many, and they've had some problems with errors. Those 2 errors, though, have not hurt them.
Omar Dahl is the new pitcher, the 21-year-old left-hander from Maracaibo, Venezuela. Made his major league debut here the other night, pitching 1 shutout inning. Breaking ball. Just missing, 1-0. Mariano Duncan. Duncan's 1 out of 3 with a single. Just missing again, 2-0. Fouls off the pitch, 2-1 to Duncan. Dahl was just called up from Albuquerque.
Tommy Green is going to leave this game, pitching 7 strong innings.
Charged with 2 runs on just 4 hits. Little tapper, Wallach charges. Gets Duncan. 1 down, and Ricky Jordan will come out as a pinch hitter for Tommy Green. Jim Eisenreich talking to Tommy Green, telling him that he should have caught that ball in right field. To kind of Tommy making excuses for him, saying it dove on you. But Eisenreich, who's a very fine outfielder, would be the first to tell you he probably should have caught it. Jordan is 2 for 4. Drive to deep left center field. Davis, though, has room, makes the catch at the rim of the track. Must not have got it out of the barrel of the bat. Jordan's out, 2 down. And a good swing at the pitch.
Jumped off the bat. Looked like it would go a little further than that.
Here's Lenny Dykstra. He's 1 out of 3. Has grounded out single, been safe on an error, and walked. Ball and no strikes to Dykstra. Got that one over, 1-1. Ground ball. Reed throws Lenny out, and that'll retire the side. A 1-2-3 inning for the rookie Omar Dahl. No runs, hits, errors, and none left. We go to the 8th inning. 5-2 Phils.
Come make contact with another world. SeaWorld.
The new Lexus GS Luxury Performance Sedan. It not only corners better than the BMW 535i, but it rides smoother. Of course, if you still insist on feeling every pebble in the road, be our guest. See the GS at your New Jersey, Delaware, Pennsylvania area Lexus dealer. The price is within reach, too.
There's only one way to get a rep in street ball. Put the rock in the hole. That's it. Go baseline, guys will take your head off. One for the J, you get an elbow in the chest. That is the game. I know what I'm talking about, man. You see the way I play in the NBA? I learned it playing 12 years, every day, right here. Still the same. Nothing changes, man. Nothing. Except maybe the game gets meaner and the shoes get tougher.
Today's game is brought to you by Jiffy Lube, America's favorite oil change. By the Bell of Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic company. And by Oldsmobile's special edition cars. See why the Cutlass Sierra and Supreme and the 88 Royale are the best values of the year. David West will be the Phillies' new pitcher coming on here in the 8th inning. West appearing in his 7th game. No wins, no losses, 1 save, a 2.08 ERA. He's pitched 8 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. A lot of strikeouts, 12 strikeouts in 8 2/3 innings, and 3 walks. Jody Reed, the first one to face David West. 1 ball and no strikes. Reed has struck out and twice grounded out. 5-2 Phillies. Were in the 8th. One a 1. Breaking ball right there for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Three and 1. Full count to Jody Reed. Base hit slapped into right field. So Reed's a leadoff base runner. Dodgers' 5th hit. That'll bring up Eric Davis, who was fly to deep left, fly to right, and popped up. Jody Reed, first base, nobody out here in the 8th. High to Davis, 1 ball and no strikes. 2 balls and no strikes.
Let him hang around, Harry.
Three balls and no strikes. Phillies have Bob A. rolled up in the bullpen. This game has been comfortable for the Phils, but the Dodgers are just 3 back. It's 5-2 here in the 8th. Three and 1 to Eric Davis. Full count to Davis.
Eric Davis didn't like the last 2 pitches he thought were low. And that is low. It's under the knees.
Jammed him, and he fists a pop-up. Hollins makes the grab. 1 down. That'll bring on Darryl Strawberry. The Mets have come from way back to tie San Diego at 8.
I think they were 8-2 at one time, weren't they?
They were down 8-2, yeah. Straw's single to drive in one of the Dodger runs. He's walked and flied out to right. One ball and no strikes. Well, you're right about Strawberry's swing. He just, it doesn't look like a Darryl Strawberry swing. I mean, when Strawberry swings and misses, he usually just really takes a ripple at the ball, and he's not doing that now. He's got to be impeded by that back. Because he's swinging just to meet the ball, it looks like. Two and 1.
He missed last night's game with the back, with a stiff back. Came off that operation last September.
Back surgery for a damaged disc.
He had it done early last year because, you know, they wanted him to be ready for this season. Here's his swing. Now, it's not a, I mean, it's a quick swing. It's not as quick and not quite as strong.
Full count to Strawberry. Pittsburgh has beaten Houston 5-2 behind Randy Tomlin. Runner going. They weren't holding him on. It's a check swing foul. It's still 3-2. St. Louis leading Atlanta 4-1. They knocked Greg Maddox out of the box.
Having a good game at Wrigley Field, 1-0 into the 8th. Belcher and Castillo. Wind must be blowing in today.
Struck him out on high gas. 2 down in the inning. It'll bring up Eric Karros, who is just glad that Tommy Green's out of there.
Yeah, that That's a good pitch. Outside corner, up a little bit, but had a lot of mustard on it. Strawberry couldn't catch up to it.
Tommy Green struck out Karros all 3 times he faced him. 2 called and 1 swinging. 1 ball and no strikes. Green struck out 6 while he was in there. Walked 3. Two balls and no strikes. Two and 1 to Karros. Reed at first, 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Phil's lead 5-2. Good fastball. West has been throwing hard the last several outings. Got him from the Twins.
Threw that ball right by Karros. He real late swinging a high fastball. West has a good breaking ball, too. Big breaker, quick breaker.
Fouls it down the right field side.
Oh, fan just reached out barehanded, snagged that ball like it was picking an apple off the tree.
Either Gentle Ben's eyes are hurting or he's tired. Gentle Ben will be pitching tomorrow against those Giants. San Francisco moves in. Rivera against Jeff Brantley. Struck him out. West has really had a lot of strikeouts per innings pitched. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 8th, still 5-2.
Thousands of words already written about the revolutionary Dodge Intrepid, Automobile Magazine managed to sum it up in just 4. Intrepid. This changes everything.
When my doctor said to start exercising, I knew I wasn't 25 anymore. That's when I called Bill, my nationwide insurance agent.
Jim had some questions, so we did a nationwide care review. We talked about his financial plan, life insurance, disability coverage, even retirement.
Yeah, we covered everything.
It turns out Jim was okay just the way he was.
Insurance-wise, right?
Oh, right.
The care review from Nationwide, because things change.
Nationwide is on your side.
If this is how you think of Volvos, we may have the car to change your thinking. The Volvo 850 GLT. Road and track on the 850 GLT. This is not your Uncle Olaf's Volvo.
The official 1993 Phillies gift and souvenir catalog, courtesy of Kellogg's, is now available. The catalog features all of your favorite Phillies items, including jackets, jerseys, T-shirts, caps, and much more. Get the catalog free by calling the Phils at 463-1000 and ask for a Phillies souvenir and gift catalog. Iggy Morandini leads it off for the Phillies here in the bottom of the 8th. Phils lead at 5-2. Morandini has singled, fly to left, walked, and lined to left. Facing Omar Dahl. Who misses with a breaking ball, 1-0. Wild thing, Mitch Williams up in the Phillies bullpen. He'll probably come on to pitch the ninth. Phillies lead by 3, 5-2. Two balls and no strikes. Got that one over, 2-1. A little bit low, 3-1. Bouncing ball chopped to Jody Reed. Warndini is out. And it'll bring up John Kruk. Krucker 0 for 2 with a couple of walks. Dodger pitching has walked a lot of Phillies today, 8. 4 by starter Candiotti, 1 by Wilson, 3 by Pedro Martinez. Omar Dahl hasn't walked anybody since he's been in there. He's retired all 4 that he's faced. Check swing foul. $53,030 the paid attendance here today.
And with a good ball club coming in for tomorrow night and that business person special Tuesday, the Giants.
Kruk not happy with the call on the breaking ball. He's in the hole, 0-2. Barry Bonds, Will the Thrill Clark, Matt Williams, and that whole gang are in for a Monday night game and a BP special on Tuesday. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Little tapper to third base. Wallach charges. Gets Kruk by a half a step. 2 down. That'll bring up Dave Hollins. Hollins is 0 for 2 with a couple of walks.
Long, hard day for Kruk.
He has had 2 walks as a Krucker, but he's 0 for 3. He rarely takes an 0 for. One ball and no strikes to Dave Hollins. Phillies have had a lot of base runners today. Phillies has stranded 11 on the base pass so far. Two and nothing. Well, he's got their runs early. 3 in the first, 2 in the third. Pete Incaviglia knocked in 3 of the 5 runs. Another 2 RBIs by Darren Dalton, by Jim Eisenreich. Dropped the curveball in there for a strike. 2-1.
young man, Omar Dahl, has a pretty good arm. Good curveball. Sneaky fastball. Fouled, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Montreal's finally been stopped by San Francisco. 4-1 final Giants. Expos 6-game winning streak at an end. So if the Phils can hang on and win this one, the Phils lead in National League East would be 2.5 over Montreal. Got him with that good curveball. So this Dahl has retired all 9 he's faced. He's being called up. No runs, hits, errors, and none left. We go to the 9th inning. Time for Mitch Williams. Phils lead 5-2.
My brother, about to become a father.
So how big can a crib be? Season tickets went on sale today, Mike. Yeah, well, maybe next year. He's gone 5 years straight.
Yeah.
This is about the kid. This kid get in for free, you know. He's gonna be a little tight. Mike, this year's on me.
Only one beer has the taste as genuine as the people who drink it. Budweiser.
Now, the new little guy's going to every game, right? Bobby, it could be a girl. A girl?
Enjoy an early spring break for fun with the Phillies' first business person special. Compliments of Mellon PSFS. Tuesday, April 27th at 12:35 when the Phillies play the Giants with Barry Bonds and Will Clark. Reserve your tickets now. Call 463-1000.
It's here, the 2nd annual Great American Ford Sales Event. Only your Ford dealer has 5 of the 10 best sellers in America. Ford F-150, the best-selling full-size 16 years straight. Now, if you own a business or work for one, get an extra $500 cash back on F-150 and save up to $1,800. Plus, register to win a new Ford Escort or Ranger pickup. The Great American Ford Sales Event ends May 1st. It's your chance to save on 5 of the 10 best sellers in America. See your Quality Plus Ford dealer now.
Travel arranged through U.S. Air with hourly non-stops to Boston from 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. every business day. U.S. Air, making business travel.
After 8 innings of play, the Phillies 5 and the Dodgers 2. Tonight at 8, a little boy witnesses a murder. Now Grady and Boudreau must find the killer before he finds the boy on Street Justice, only on PHL 17. Mitch Williams coming on to pitch the 9th. Milt Thompson comes into play left field. Wild Thing appearing in his 9th game. 1 win, no losses, 6 saves, a 2.25 ERA. He's worked 8 innings, given up 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 12 strikeouts, and would you believe just 1 walk.
He didn't walk many in spring training, but he didn't get anybody out either. They hit him hard in spring training. He was experimenting, tried to pitch into a windup. Didn't have much luck with that, but he really didn't have much luck in spring training, no matter how he threw the ball.
Slider on the inside corner for a strike to Wallach. Wallach is 1 out of 3. Williams tied for 2nd in the league in saves. Another slider. 0-2. The only pitcher with more saves than Mitch this year so far is Mike Stanton of Atlanta, who has 8. 2 strikes to Wallach. Wide, 1-2. Into right field, Eisenreich right there. 1 down in the 9th inning. We'll bring on Mike Piazza. Piazza's grounded sharply to Morandini, walked and singled. Mitch Williams trying to save it for Tommy Green. Missing with a backdoor breaking ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Fouled it back. 1-1. One ball and 1 strike to Mike Piazza. Offs a high fly ball to center. Lenny Dykstra fighting the sun. He's there. He makes the grab. That's 2 down, and Mitch Webster will be the batter, pinch hitting for the pitcher Dahl. So Mitch Webster, the batter, hitting at .250. As a pinch hitter, he's 1 out of 8. A switch hitter will bat right against Mitch Williams. Lifetime against Mitch, 2 out of 4, including a homer. But Mitch retired in last night for the final out of the game. Two outs, no base runners. Breaking ball for a strike. Well, Mitch hardly ever had a 1-2-3 save all of last year. He's had a couple of them already this year. 2 strikes. Another breaking ball.
That's a great slider. Throwing 2 of them to Webster.
Fans on their feet. Fastball, 1 hopper to Morandini, a 1-2-3 save for the Wild Thing, and the Phillies win it 5-2, and now go 13-4 for the season. Mitch's 7th save of the year. Pete Incaviglia, the big offensive star, knocked in 3 of the 5 runs as the Phillies sweep the Dodgers, winning this afternoon 5-2. We'll be back with the totals and a recap in a moment.
College has been replaced by career. Midnight snacks are now midnight feedings. And as life changes and families grow, more and more people are carrying the card from Keystone Health Plan East, the HMO from Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield. Keystone gives them the comprehensive benefits they want and the security they trust. Maybe that's why Keystone's the fastest growing HMO in the country. The HMO you carry for life.
Go to the shopping center 9 out of 10 people use. The genuine Bell of Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. 9 out of 10 use it. No other book can match it. A ballot line cover.
Save 20 to 60% at Silo's Inventory Blowout. Save on TVs, VCRs, camcorders, appliances, computers, and more. Hurry, save 20 to 60% now at Silo.
Hi, I'm Mitch Williams, and you're watching PHL 17, the home of the Phillies.
Phillies again getting another well-pitched game from the starter, in this case Tommy Green, beating the Dodgers 5-2 and sweep this series with Los Angeles. For the winning Phils, 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors, 11 left. Dodgers had 2 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors, they left 6. Tommy Green, the winner, he's 2-0. Tom Candiotti, loser, he's 0-3. Pete Incaviglia hit his 3rd home run of the year and knocked in 3 of the Phillies' 5 runs. And Mitch Williams, the Wild Thing, a 1-2-3 save, his 7th save of the year. Sunoco and your local Sunoco dealers will donate $100 to the Byrne Foundation in the name of the Wild Thing, Mitch Williams. We'll be back with more from Veterans Stadium right after
The new Lexus GS Luxury Performance Sedan. It not only corners better than the BMW 535i, but it rides smoother. Of course, if you still insist on feeling every pebble in the road, be our guest. See the GS at your New Jersey, Delaware, Pennsylvania area Lexus dealer. The price is within reach, too.
On the roof, it's peaceful as can be. And there the world below can bother me. Let me tell you now, when I come home feeling tired,
New Club World. Let all your cares drift right into space. British Airways, the world's favorite airline.
People come in and say, why 5 grades of gasoline? I tell them offering only 3 grades would be like selling suits in small, medium, and large. Some people would get a good fit. Some could use a little tailoring. So if you want to know why we give you all these choices, think about the guy who needs 41 long and picture him wearing a 39 short.
Presenting the magnificent 1993 Cadillac Fleetwood. With its distinctive, all-new aerodynamic styling, the 93 Fleetwood is longer and is the most spacious American sedan on the road, with very important features like dual front airbags, anti-lock brakes, and traction control, all standard, and it's incredibly quiet within. Buy now, and you'll get a $2,000 bonus direct from Cadillac. Don't miss this limited time offer. See your Cadillac Super Network dealer now.
Phils win 5-2, their first sweep over the Dodgers since '91, and the Phils now go 13-4, the best record in all of baseball, 9 games over 500. Montreal lost today, so the Phillies' lead in National League East is 2.5 games. Tommy Green won it. Mitch Williams' 7th save. Our next telecast here on the Phil's Television Network, Friday, April 30th from Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles. We'll be on the air at 10:30 for the first of a 3-game series with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Check your local listings for the games carried in your area. Once again, the final, the Phils 5 and the Dodgers 2. For Rich Ashburn and Andy Musser and Chris Wheeler, Harry Callis saying good evening, everyone, from Veterans Stadium on this, the Phillies Television Network.
The Phillies versus the Los Angeles Dodgers has been brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers, who reminds you friends know when to say when. The Bell of Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic company. Mellon PSFS, the official bank of the Phillies. And by Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield. Carry us for life.